and they've got absolute fight in them. So Pilski, welcome me, of bringing everyone into Soup Live Valorant to watch it all here on the Challengers SEA Split 2, the grand final between NAOS and Motive. It's going to be a heater no matter which way it goes. I'm expecting all 5 maps, but we'll just have to see, won't we? Into Split we go.
I mean, the names in the server say it all. There are so many talented players playing in this grand final, so we're bound to get some fireworks here. Early on, Euro TP going to be thrown back towards spawn side as now it looks to tickle A main here, Mitch. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, so having a little bit of a creep, seeing what they can find. Vera just basically holding charge at this point in time. Couple of warning shots out from Siren. Mojo tagged up in that process, so a little bit awkward, but the fake out does catch. Now Vera peeking in, the Haunt will force away.
Yeah, very nice trap there, but it was baited out by the Yoru. That's why the gate crash is such good value at the moment. That is a lot of information for the side of NAOS. They are going to clear out B main in response. A main orb will be taken by Motive, and Zan will hear that. NAOS now applying some pressure towards this B side of the map, seeing if they can get out onto the site and maybe get the spike planted, but instead it's just a little bit of pressure to pull rotations, and indeed they have. Look how many defenders are over towards Heaven's side. They do not have a good read at what's happening right now, despite the fact that they do have the cam active on B. But NAOS have not taken that A space just yet. There's a lot of layers to this attacking side pistol for NAOS. They're just play with the head of Motive.
Oh, look at them as well. You know, they're even thinking that potentially it's going to be a flank, but instead it's action in mid. Valden opening up that one nicely onto Wayne, and now the rotation does start to come through, but this is where the questions come out. That spike, it's going towards the site of B here, Pilski, and they should be able to get it down. Sushi Boys
30 seconds left.
Open flat. Oh, almost getting spammed out though. Has to get cancelled, and Zabby now barely clinging onto life.
Yeah, they've got the time now. Zabby's going to be really, really low. The Haunt does go down, but it's a paint shells to catch. That's 2 for Vera. Re-establishing the paint shells, looking for the third, but it will be Styron. Now up in heaven. Sushi Boy's ready. Head on a swivel. It's all onto Zan. 10 seconds, no time, no spike, no hope. And Vera will close up the round for Motive. What a turn of the tides. I felt like NAOS was well in control at the start there.
Oh, for sure. They were really trying to play with the head of Motive. They were pushing and pulling the rotations back and forth, but that's where I think at the end of the day, maybe a tad bit of overcook, taking a little bit too long, did find that opening pick inside of middle. They really had a positional advantage due to how much they were pushing and pulling those rotations across the map. But when Motive, all said and done, do have so many players stacked up towards Heaven's side as such effective utility, kind of harassing NAOS before they can get established in that post plant, that's where things start to fall apart.
He's taken an L in this round, but look, those classics can do a hell of a lot of damage sometimes. Bulldog does give a couple of warning shots. Angels is going to make it a little bit awkward for Wayne. He isn't caught out, but the shrouded step will afford him some safety. Zan just going to have to wait very, very patiently now as the dark cover will be replenished.
Yeah, now it's looking to try to pop out of this dark cover here.
There you go. Wayne in. Does get traded. Say okay for the time being. Flaring able to do the rest of the job. PTC does get 1. But that spike still drops. Sushi Boy is well and truly in position. The Bulldog is secured, but the Prowler is going to cause a little bit of a turn. And that's a closing round there. Motive 2 alive, 3 alive. Not too bad as we move into the bonus.
Yeah, I mean, they kept 3 sets of armor up, and you could see just how heavily they did save into that one. There were a couple of pistols in the mix, so I don't think too much has been lost at the end of things there for Motive. Some nice ult orbs being farmed up on some of the players that you would want to be seeing from them. And now they will go into their bonus with a couple of Bulldogs, Spectre, rifle purchased up there for Styron over on the side of... Now, similar to what you're seeing from the pistol, does seem like they really want to be taking things a little bit on the slower side. Kind of did mention the burst potential of that double duelist comp, but at least to start this game off, they really want to continue playing slow. Dark cover does go into male. Prowler clears out middle as Mojo will take some more space over there. Haunt clearing out ropes. So NAOS firm control of the middle of the map, and they're anticipating some kind of counter aggression from Motive on this A side of the map.
Yeah, truly are. But nothing being thrown out. Just leaving Mojo in the vents, holding patiently.
See, Motive very much expecting this to be an A ending to this round. To go inside of vents, you do have the pressure with the Viper wall going up. It's a lot of pressure on the defense. But you can see NAOS, after applying that pressure, trying to keep those rotations over towards the A site. They will go into a full retake setup here for Sushi Boys. Trip already dealt with. Not really much he can do about this other than just try to buy time for the flood to come in from the defense.
Gotta hope that the trip will do something here in towards the site, but surely they're going to be clearing absolutely everything. It will be the full 5-on-5 retake, it does seem, but look at this flank as well. Coming in from Xavi. He has cleared all the way through vents, knows there's no information coming now. It's going to be an absolute stranglehold on this retake.
Moja, nice little flank in from here. Do you have the paranoia active? But you'll get cleared out. All the bonuses getting going here.
Yeah, it really is. It's making it spicy now because look at this big flank. It has to be secured. Valden sitting inside main will be taking only just the one, and they're ready for the flank as well. Styron seeing right through that. Fantastic stuff from Motive. It's like they didn't even, you know, drop a sweat.
Yeah, I mean, their B retakes have been very easy, and you can see why they've lent on that setup by Sushi Boys. He's quite happy to just chill with the kill trips, sit in spawn side, buy time for the rest of Motive to be able to retake B, because it looks so clean for them. What a huge bonus on this defensive side. They pick up multiple rifles at the end of the round there, and NAOS just did not find the entrance into that site they were looking for. Lurk gets cleared up in mail before any pressure comes out on B site, really. And all of the kills go the way of Motive before NAOS can even respond. It doesn't look like they're that switched on at the start of this series. No one really trading each other as soon as Motive comes swinging into them. They need to try to wake up a little bit because this is their map pick. You know, they're trying to tell Motive here, look, you guys have not played this map. You need to show us that you can play it. I mean, so far, so good.
Fortunately, though, Outlaw doesn't quite get the job done. Zan, great shot onto Vera. Impact, but once it's taken down, it does give a potential opening for that weapon to be collected.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Motive have done a great job winning the bonus, picking up so many rifles. They've had a phenomenal start to split here, but losing against a half buy would start to sour things a little bit. You see they're really deprived of info. They have B main, but that's about it. Leaning on the Cypher setup towards this A side of the map. They're very concerned about the middle of the map, having lost the pick over there, but now it's a little bit of pressure from the Prowler. Will confirm that it is B main control here for Motive. Xavi trying to deprive them of that info. Does a really good job pushing Wayne back. He will retake that info line, and over on the other side of the map, now looking to pop out A.
Pick up that Moja. Oh, Sushi Boy's a little bit lucky. Has managed to collect. Gets out as well, scot-free. Zan has not quite collected the weapon as of yet. That cyber cage is going to fade, but the dark cover gives a little bit of extra space. Heavy getting a little bit overzealous there. PTC walking in, flaring. Does get tagged up, but there's an opportunity for this retake here.
Yeah, preparing all of that util. Breach and fade util wanted to be used to clear out elbow here and just kick off this retake, but you can see now it's playing from main side.
Just taking the time, making sure they clear out absolutely everything before catching some info. Valden does miss the shot. Now it's going to get really awkward. These both guys down towards Heaven. It looks like they're both going to get cleared completely. So that's another clean round from Motive. 4 alive. Spike plant for now, sure, but they've not really been able to show anything to us just yet.
Yeah, I mean, the retakes have just been way too good for Motive on this defensive side. They're quite happy to trust the Cypher setup. That is what the strength of playing the Cypher on this defensive side is. You're able to really trust those retake setups towards B and A. Sushi Boy is really showing his He's able to kind of maintain minimum amount of control, and then you run with the rest of the initiator units to clear all of this space, and everything gets streamlined from there. Tack timeout here for NAOS. They need to really try to change up this momentum ASAP, because an 0-4 start on this attacking side is split. This is the pick that they've gone for in this best of 5 to start things off, and this is not how they would have wanted it to start.
Absolutely. Amix in that now. Polo getting the boys revved up, have a bit of a chat. It's always that scary sort of prospect, you know, when you lean in. As you mentioned, you've had basically 10 days off before you've really had to worry about anything. The prep's been good. They've been doing what they need to do, but yeah, if they start cold, you know, they could get definitely shut out by Motive quickly.
For sure. I mean, exactly like you mentioned, now it's 10 plus days to really prep for this matchup. Obviously, they wouldn't have known exactly who they were playing, but they can kind of prep the veto to some degree. They will have known, they would have shown some willingness to play split into this final. So they really need to kind of show us what they prepared for this final, because so far we really haven't seen any of it. I think some of it is down to the prep factor, but most of it just comes down to the fact that they're playing a bit of a slower style, and I think they're just looking a little bit sleepy in the server. Not really seeing the boys play with very much fire. Don't seem to be switched on to take those duels and trade each other very effectively. Post timeout though, Motive clearing out all of A main. Oh, not spotted by the Prowler. Able to find the timing and picks up Wayne. So that's a nice man advantage for NAOS.
Very, very happy to get that one. Vera also picking up another. So it's a trade of events, 4-4. That spike kill skid still dropped. It has to be collected by Valden. Managed to force him back out of Mail now. It's getting a little bit awkward. But look at this flank as well. Yeah, flaring.
Bring them down.
Such a weird round. Xavi's going to clear out B main. The op was pulled out post timeout as well, and you do have that showstopper, which is going to really help on the retake. But flaring, I mean, it's only a matter of time before he chooses when he's going to go for a bit of a push.
Oh, it's going to be gun out, isn't it? No, there you go. Xavi straight taken down.
Spike down.
Secured. He's just going to be ready for this flank as well to come on back. Valden walking into position. Yeah, he's going to be absolutely ready for this as well. Flaring gets the info, spots it out. The snake bite will at least flood him forward, but pick up another one in the process. And Sushi Boys, the exact same thing. Yeah, Pilski, it's just these individual duels all across the map. There's no setups for a trade. There's no position to take control, to take space. It's just Motive shutting them out in these duels.
Being shot at, you're doing something wrong.
A bit of unfortunate timing, but at the end of the day, when you get that pre-first kill there for Valden, this is a man advantage. Smokes has been dropped from the defense, but Flaring is still able to thread the needle straight through A main into sewers. Just not something that, unfortunately, should be allowed. But at the same time, it's these 1% timings that sometimes don't go your way. So again, even after the timeout, NAOS have not found any success on this attacking side, and they're back down onto the half bite. Does seem like they're going to pick up the pace a little bit, though.
Yeah, definitely. Has to be quicker. Has to be some sort of all-out brawl to get them maybe a little bit warmed up, a little bit revved in the engine. Sushi Boys a couple of shots. Mojo stunned up, Flaring, and Sushi Boys completely ripped them apart. Xavi does take down one in the form of Flaring, but they've got no control. They've got no space. Now PTC cleared by the trip. It's just so awkward, and there's just one cheeky little member in Xavi to try and do it all, and Sushi Boys can just clear him out. Another round with 4 alive.
Yeah, they're just looking like a much more switched on team. And it's something we've seen a lot in VCT in general lately, is this upper bracket curse, so to speak, of teams that have a lot of prep time, have a lot of time to kick their feet up and get ready for a series. But what they don't have is momentum. What they don't have is match fitness. And Motive have that in space. They've had to play their way through a whole best of 5. And I think a lot of people focus on the narrative that, oh my god, aren't these guys tired? They've had to play so many maps lately. They've got no prep time. Surely that's a massive disadvantage. Well, when it comes to clicking heads in the server, not really. You're 100% ready to perform in this exact environment. Motive are showing that in the server right now.
They call it warm-up for a reason, Pilski. The range is the lower bracket final for these guys, apparently. But yeah, tapping away now. They've already sort of crossed towards that lower part of A main, and now as they get into the ramp, still just so much information gathered already.
Toes spotted out by the Cypher camp. Do force again that gate crash out with the counter utility. Another lovely fault line out from Flaring, who is spotting out on that A info line. It seemed like Styron as well as Sushi Boys were having to think about a ramp reclear, but without really too much util to rely on as the Prowlers have gone down. They're not too comfortable to kick that off.
Face your fear!
Gonna get that nightfall out as well. Did he even tag one? I don't think so. Flaring might have been lucky there from the shadows, not utilized either. PTC, no, he does get it out. Okay, already into position. Flaring taken down. Sushi Boys also traded. All right, here we go. Finally, some action potentially coming for NAOS. We're gonna get that spike planted. But look at the flank as well from Zan.
Been on a late lurk. Ray's not really being your entry because you do have the Yoru to create that space, so he's just left.
No!
Oh, the look!
Zan!
I can't believe Ferris turned on him there.
That can't be happening because now it's got the showstopper and he's going to be able to go high in the heavens. Vera. Oh, okay. We can breathe a sigh of relief for a second. Pilski, you said you come to SEA for action, and that is a prime example.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Love SEA. We love these tier 2 games. Because these guys just deliver so much action.
Oh.
And the mechanics to back it up. Now it's finally getting themselves on the board. We've been waiting. They find themselves a nice little A timing there. PTC, I mean, key play for him to get the space from the shadows. And like you said, with the double duelist, Ray's Yoru, Can have one of them kind of turn into a pseudo lurk later on into the round after the A pressure. Now NAOS go towards B main. Once again, trying to isolate and pick Wayne off. They will force him back.
Who's next?
Only getting that B main control for now as the Dimensional Drift going up middle will spot out the Cypher setup as well as where the Omen is, and in they go with the Showstopper.
Already moving. It's taking a little bit slow. Moja already ripped apart as well from that Dimensional Drift, and now the Rolling Thunder to try and knock them back out of the site. Looks like they have been successful in this so far. Zan needs to try and clear Sushi Boys here. They've got the information off the back of the spy cam. Styron picks up another though as well. Sushi Boys just needs to park his booty and wait patiently. Nothing to even come out. Flaring is there on the line, looking to take another. Zabby trades, but Sushi Boys will strike. And it's all left on a Valden, but we'll never count the man out. 1 versus 2 now. He's already picked up 2 frags in the moment. Does get the trip. But now he can just buy his time. Still has 40 seconds left to try and make this work, Pilski.
Does have a pin to work with as well. Going to place that in the back of the site, create himself a little bit of space, but that will actually allow Sushi Boys to creep out towards pillar side. He can hear that plant, but it's actually the paint shell to deny it. Motive immediately replying with another round in round number 8 here. 7-1. This is a demolition on the defensive side.
And that's absolutely awesome as well. What great use of the paint shells to just clear so much space inside the pit. Valden certainly had an opportunity if he was able to bring it back down to that one-on-one, but nah, just again, it seems like Motive are very much more on the same page right now, where the NAOS guys are just sort of trying to lift individually.
This goes here.
Yeah, I mean, the pacing has just been very similar for NAOS. It feels quite readable for Motive. They're quite happy to play these 1-4s. It's time and time again, they're stacked on the side that NAOS wants to go towards, and once again, that's the case. There are another pick with the operator.
Oh. A little unlucky there as well. The gate crash has to be taking them out. Zan also tagged in the process. It's such an awkward line too. Vera still straight back onto that op line. Just controlling a main. Zan has to wait patiently and hope that his life will still be left kicking. The Prowler doesn't go the other way. Okay, maybe there's an opportunity now for Zan. Can he pick up the operator? No. The Satchels are trying to use with a little bit of extra space, but Wayne is there and he just don't care. 2 versus 4 now. Styron low, but man, Motive are just holding on.
Yeah, and again, it's just Sushi Boys. He's just on his camera. He's just taking pictures. Dude's on his phone playing retake B while Motive stacks the other side of the map. And it's just not something that NAOS have been able to play around well on this attacking side at all.
Let's check his texts like he does.
Cover going out.
But all he needs to do is just keep them entertained, right? Keep them interested. The trip does give the info away onto PTC. Once more, Spike now planted. We'll have to go safe, though. Valden has to make a big play, and I think they're ready for it. But no, the Guardian does connect with the shot. Maybe a world, maybe a way. Wayne now walking up in towards heaven. Does take the frag, though. That's a 3K for him. Has to be PTC. How many rounds has this guy clutched out through this stage? It will not be another. It's 8 on the trot for Motive, and man, they are straight out the gates racing.
Yeah, do have multiple players from the Full Sense alumni in the server here, but Sushi Boys does seem to be getting the better end of the stick this time. Motive, another very clean round for them. And, you know, I mentioned the 1-4s. I mentioned the fact they're playing very heavy one side, very retake on the other. It's not something that NAOS have been able to figure out. Because I remind you guys, they are the ones to pick split into this series. The reason being, you haven't seen Motive play it at all. But that has a double-edged sword in this case when they are playing just such a stack-heavy defensive side, and it's just not something that you've had to tape on, right? So you have to adapt to it on the fly, and so far it's just not something they've been able to do.
It's been a map in the game since inception. You know, no matter what, even if it's not on your sort of common trend for a selection, everyone knows how to play it, everyone knows how to get around it, and they've got the setup for the ages, it would seem. And that's the thing, you have to have this stamina and this map pool to be able to play these best of 5s.
It's the mid-take. Styron avoiding the Prowler nicely. Wayne is actually the one to pick up the op on the B main line this time with the Cypher setup being moved over towards A.
Battle of the Prowlers as well. Station traded. Moombot also going to be taken down, so nothing to happen for now. They do get caught by the fault line, but going to move away safely for now. Again, a stalemate.
Just posturing. Util being traded down. NAOS not being able to get comfortable. But with all of those players spotted in middle courtesy of the Util, Valden finds the timing to creep up a ramp. The cam will spot him out. Sushi Boy's a fan of observing the toes. There's the Prowler to confirm PTC has B main control.
For free in this economy, certainly not something Sushi Boys would be saying. But as PTC just holds that line, Wayne has to be so careful. Moving into Heaven now, a little bit of information out. Again, he just has to remain firmly trained inside B. But they're falling away. It's all a ruse. They're heading back down towards the vents, but they've only got 30 seconds to do it.
Yeah, flaring at Sushi Boys in the backside of the site. Nightfall moves out middle, confirms that this is an A finish.
Be able to rotate all the way around. An all-out brawl. Glove starts to come off. The Sushi Boys get flooded. Vera gets 2 of his own. Beautiful stuff. And it's a complete shutout. PTC does not have the time to make this work, and he just has to sit and think about what he has done. Timeout corner. Oh, man. NAOS have just not been able to put any of this together. Motive have just got the reads, the positioning, the timing. It's all coming up trumps for them.
Yeah, Motive are just picking them apart every single round, and I just can't refrain to mention, like, the timing is the same every time for NAOS. It's this slow pace, crawling, kind of mid to late round where they're posturing for information. They're pushing and pulling in terms of the map control, and then they're making their mid to late round read. And every single time it feels like Motive has got perfect positioning, has got perfect counter utility. They're always one step ahead. There's just not any success being found by NAOS on this attacking side. Mid-contest, Vera, brave posturing behind this one-way. Just looking for a pick into Sewell, won't be given the opportunity. Prowler does confirm that they are in middle, and you can see NAOS trying to bust out now.
Straight through Ramen.
Time to jump.
Now looking to a little bit of further control of Mail as well, but again, it's tough. They've got the double up. And now as Moja fires that warning shot onto the other side of the dark cover, they've got the Prowler to try and help them out, but it's not going to happen when Styron can just look fear straight in the eyes. He will not fade away. He will remain. This 3 versus 5 situation, they need a good fight. Zavi does get one, but Styron keeps on kicking. Spike dropped. And once again, you know, PTC just left alone on an island. He does have 50 seconds, but they're just looking straight onto that line. Styron gathers the info, and PTC has to swing. Does pick it up, so they've got to be a little bit careful here. Fake out with the Shrouded Step, but there's already so much control picked up by Motive, but they have left the site dry, Mitch.
Bro, Sushi Boy's about 15 steps ahead. He knows PTC's entire social security number. He used to play in the same Augustin. Knows him very well at this point. And it's going to be the freest kill of his life, surely. PTC somewhat ready for it, but not ready enough. Double digits for Motive inside of 11 rounds. This is a domination that you would not have expected, seeing NAOS pick split into this grand final, being the team to come through the upper bracket with all of the prep time here. But Motive is showing us match fitness, and they're starting to send a message, dude. They're just dry peeking down middle, bullying them anti-eco, saying that they are the better team in this grand final, and NAOS are yet to wake up.
Man, Moja 1-10, Zan 2-11. Like, no one else is really achieving anything, right? You know, no one has kind of risen up and made a statement just yet. It's all been the Motive side, and it doesn't exactly ring very good for the rest of this grand final. But we'll just have to see. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Again, it's that best of 5, lots and lots of reps to come through, but information already gathered from Sushi Boys. It's going to be an A hit, it looks like.
Just some A-ramp pressure. 1-1-3 from now, still keeping tabs on the rest of the map, maybe anticipating a push elsewhere. Wayne on this B main info line does once again allow Motive to lean heavily towards A. This has been the name of the game for them this entire match. Quite happy to play heavy on one side and just have an info line or a cypher setup on the other side, and NAOS will once again go into the strong side.
Just playing it nice and patient too, right? Sushi Boys watching Heaven, seeing if anything does come their way. Zan will start to join the fray, so it will be a 4-5 attack. Now as that Nightfall goes out, Vera basically just has to tank it. The paranoia makes him completely blind. But look at the hesitation, Pilski. They haven't even made their way in just yet. Moja has to try do something with the blind side, making his way into Heaven now. But again, they walk close, Sushi Boys. Oh, he's ready. He gets one somehow. And now, as the showstopper goes out, PTC does get one. But Vera puts together 3. Zavi has to do it all. It has to be the 1-on-3 clutch. And now as that Seas goes up and does not connect, both members are close. But with 15 seconds, he has to go.
Got to get a wriggle on, mate. 21 HP, barely clinging to life. Will get a foothold inside of the side, but Motive quite happy to just run at him. They're not even going to play the numbers. They're just going to dump Util on his head and end the round. 11-1 for Motive at the half. This is just domination that I don't think anyone would have expected in this grand final.
Absolutely not, man. That is absolute chaos that we've just seen. But again, you know, the expectations was always going to be that we can have exactly that for dinner on this Sunday night. A roast in the form right now of NAOS. And yeah, man, all I can say is, you know, whilst they may not pick up this map, they certainly better pick up their britches and see if they can get the job done, as we'll take a little bit to the next. We could be seeing a very interesting one, but it's already going to be action out the gates that would potentially look like, or no, stalemate for now.
Just util trading, some space being taken on the same main side of the map. Sushi Boys getting dropped off
Straight
inside of A main. Yeah, this is the response from NAOS. Immediately taking space in middle. We'll see if Motive is going to be ready for that. They are super hyper focused on the extremities. All of these footsteps are heard by NAOS inside of Ramen.
Portal closed.
Not ready for it at all. Doesn't clear, doesn't have any idea. But he does get the Prowler out. That's the main thing. Moja does find the shot, but now they've got the info. There's another one. Zan picking it up with that Sheriff, and Valden another. Vera has to be the one to do the heavy lifting, and he absolutely will. Paint Shell's out, but Vera, now he does get the third. He resets. He somehow manages to find that position. Pilski, no way this is happening for Vera right now.
This was a 5-on-2. Sushi Boys has taken all of that space inside of defensive spawn. Once again, he has got NAOS's number ready for PTC. Should he rotate through spawn side, cams up inside of a ramp, trip in A main. NAOS with limited options to try to approach a potential retake later on in the round. But Vera, so much uncleared space. Left. So he really has to take his time working his way back through A and trying to get himself a plan on the site here.
And all Sushi Boys needs to do is just sit still, right? You know, just get the camera out, the site supervisor, making sure all his tradies rock up, get the job done.
He's had his feet on his desk for most of this game. He hasn't really had to do anything but sit on the site in his setups. And then when they finally get into the site, I mean, yeah, he is fragging. Nice open plan for A-Ramp there. Goes down for Vera. That is so many ult points towards an early showstopper in this game if Motive wins this round or doesn't win this round. So now, I mean, they've got to get on their horses here. Sheriff's picked up, but there's so much time picked off the spike already.
Mate, they've literally set up Strava. They're going for a light jog to see if they can get their way back in. They're running a 7-minute pace. It's slow, but they'll get in. And Sushi Boys, as he said, right, he's got the cam open. He's been able to take a shot, take a snap, and now Vera can even continue to look for his ace. He's given a warning shot. There's the 4K. Vera really looking to make mincemeat of this side of NAOS right now, and I think he's going to be getting it, Pilski. No, but what he's got is the bloody round. That was a 2-on-5, as you mentioned it, and Sushi Boys will hold his hat high. Motive are on match point already in this series.
You can see Sushi Boys just grinning to himself in the cams. Cannot believe that this game has been this easy. Vera, 19-7. Highlighted in the pre-show, one of the promising duelists out from NYSG for the longest time here. And you can see him just turn that round on its head. It was going all the way of NAOS. They had a beautiful push timing down middle in response to the A-ramp control. And Sushi Boys are very happy about how this one's going. I mean, Motive, you can tell they're just grinning from ear to ear. Yeah. Full confidence in this grand final right now. And they will be well aware that NAOS has gone for a Hail Mary force buy here.
Alright. A complete stalemate too as well. You know, Motive, even given all the time, they're still giving a little bit of space and respect.
Yeah, I mean, you know that the other team only has 2K. There's only so many things they can do with that. There's no reason to rush around like this. Just taking their time. Nice C-Snake combo, trying to catch someone inside of fence. See if they can extend their already advantage that they have just based off of the buy itself.
Bomb buddy out.
Letting it go slow for a little bit. Still time to work with. Now clearing back in towards B main. It's only going to be PTC to try and defend here.
Prowler dodged on the A side of the map, so Sushi Boys feels like he might have a little bit of space to creep out A here while the rest of Motive get ready for a B execute.
Having a business meeting inside main. They know exactly what's about to happen. The budget's been set. And it's focused towards the site of B and clearing out split right now. PTC can't do anything. Completely denied. No promotion for this man today. Zan does find one, but Wayne will catch them back. And now it's a 3 versus 4. No spike to be planted just yet, but Flaring will start to reset. He's ready to rock and roll. But how quickly are they going to move here? They've got so much control, Motive.
Yeah, Not really much usual here, but busting back into the side is NAOS. Not really doing them many favors, though, until Moja gets his on Pillar's side.
Yeah, but really, how much more can you do with just the singular little bit of the sting up? Well, the answer...
Amount of different roles, so I'm keen to see what he's going to be bringing on the chamber. Neon as well for Zan is an interesting pick on Icebox. This is not something that you would usually see on this map. It will be something that Motive will be prepared for. They're playing something a little bit more standard. They're playing the Harbor, but I will say, worth mentioning that you do see no KO for NAOS. They were playing KO before. There's no KO in the roster this time. You do have the Omen mixed in there, so I actually think that's going to play a little bit differently into the Harbor. KO can be very useful against Harbor to break a lot of these walls and be able to figure out the setups, particularly on that attacking side. But as things stand, Motive will take control of A main with a nice high tide. Jet will be dropped off, and NAOS will take the other side of the map towards B.
I'm still just trying to collect my thoughts after the Lucid Dream mention, Mitchell, so we'll get there in the end. Just going to see this clear over towards Snowman. Wayne looking to potentially spot. It's a bit of an aggressive line, but he's got the Poison Cloud to try and assist with it. They've already found a hell of a lot of space, but again, that spike is over towards the side of A. It's all going to be about this clear and how far further he can get forward with this spacing. They've already found that opening spot. Vera gets the opening, but it's actually, no, not Vera at all. It's Falden. PTC's picked up that one as well. A dink towards mid. Flaring's actually got the spacing. He might be able to drop that spike, but no, he's got to be so careful. Skyrim does pick up PTC, but Zan finds Flaring. Just his back on the way through, and it's just completely pulled Motive from left to right. Good night, potentially. But NAOS have also frozen. They have to wait outside A.
I mean, this is what we saw on Split right from the get-go. No real playstyle change at all here from NAOS. It's a lurk heavy, finding gaps on the map, really playing with the heads of Motive right at the start of this game. Last time around, that didn't go so well for them in the pistol. They have to close this pistol and get the momentum started early.
15 seconds. Really got to get moving now. Sushi Boys on that big flank. So that spike will be planted. You can see Styron try and buy this additional time. Our drone to go up for Xavi to gather this further information, but just depends on how far Moja goes forward.
Last player standing.
Doesn't find the right timing here. It could get really awkward, but they're so ready for it. Zan rips his head off.
Stay down.
And now Styron taps away one. Just got to be careful. But Xavi up and over the top. The confidence.
Go, go, go.
Very nicely done from Zan to put the pressure on, and the opening round goes the way of NAOS.
Yep. That pistol went exactly how they would have wanted. PTC finding the gap, creeping all the way up B after dealing with the turret. And over on the A side of the map, punishing the aggression as well. Few timings that really could have gone a little bit differently there for Motive. And Zan getting warmed up in this series nice and early on the Neon. Be very interested to see plays this agent on Icebox. It's really not a popular duelist pick at all. And to be honest, Chambers had some pretty mixed success on this map lately as well. So now it's a very off-meta comp to be bringing into this map of Icebox. Not choosing to change anything up going into this final, and so far so good.
And now, so never going to be a team to shy away from a off-meta agent comp. But what are they going to be able to do? Can they convert it? Can they turn the tides?
I mean, Omen's an interesting one as well. That's, again, a bit of a off-meta pick. Was definitely popularized in VCT Americas a little bit more, but you have seen it bleed through into Pacific. Even Paper X playing a little bit with it. Did see DRX playing it. So Omen being more and more popular, a bit more convinced by it as of late. I'm really liking this pick on the map. The dark covers helping fill the gaps of what you're seeing over on the side of Motive. They'll really be more relying on the Harper to change the rules as this retake on the Eco gets attempted.
Tag up already and put the pressure on. Sushi Boys has managed to dive in for the trade. Despite the lack of buy, it is on for a 3v3 here, and now there is the recon available for Xavi, but goes down. It makes it a little bit awkward. They do get the scan, and some
enemy remaining.
Do get one more drop. It's okay. It's fine. All right. We're chilling. Free alive. Is there any shield save, though? Yes, 2 shields. All right. It's not going to be an awful-looking bonus.
Yeah, a couple of rifles brought on over into the next round. Do have some pistols as well, so we'll see how much NAOS does want to invest in this one. Pretty close to an early Hunter Fury timing here, so good to see that. Help them out with one of these post plants, perhaps. Let's both prep themselves for their own first gun round. Did see them early on in the pistol. We'll do have at least some of the boys in the boot camp. I saw a couple of the NAOS guys on different player cams here and there, but look, Xavi's getting the fist bump, so maybe at least 2 of them. Yeah, sitting in the boot camp. I'd imagine probably Moja and Xavi, if I was to guess. The Filipino boys are probably chilling together.
No know the coach is usually with them as well from memory and seeing the cams. I think the top 3 are, let me see, PTC at home. Yeah, it's just good to see. I think you mentioned it briefly before. We'll get back onto that in a second about the org support. Velvet does find the opener. Zan also picking up another. It's looking good so far for NAOS, but Styron is here to try and deny. That spike is making its way in, and he has been traded out as well. So at least it will be secured for the time being, and it's going to be a tough retake for Wayne and Vera.
Planted.
Yeah, beautiful mid-timing. Catching Motive a little bit with their pants down. Styron does his job to be able to dig them out of a bad situation, but make no mistake, Wayne and Vera have got a lot of ground to cover. And Wayne's going to try to go in for a little bit of a flank here and disrupt this post-plant.
Got to be ready for it. They're so on that line, but if they overstep, they're welcome as well. That's going to be the scary thing. Savvy not cleared. Does get the trade in the end. Okay, well baited, well switched. Vera already looking to get it to half on that Cloudburst. The recon will go up, but they're not surely going to be ready for that one at all. The Vandal doesn't quite connect. Moja to take the round out. 3 for NAOS. And will they be able to pick up the additional Vandal? Yes, they will. 2 up. That is not a bad position to be in at all, converting that bonus. NAOS are well and truly back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they've just inflicted the exact same thing that Motive did to them in the last game. Motive with a hot start to split, winning themselves the bonus, really front-running that game for the entirety of it. Seems like the opposite story here on Icebox. Beautiful set play. Mid-A split coming out there for NAOS. Great use of the Neon and the Omen. Do send them creeping up into that Toxic Orb. Fast lane goes up to create a little bit of a tunnel to split into screens. You used to see that with the Sage Wall as a little bit of like an off strat. You did have the Paranoia up through the backside of screen side. It was a really, really nice set play. And when you're talking about an off-meta comp that NAOS is bringing into this map, it's the kind of thing that you're just not going to be used to defending as Motive. You're like, what the hell is this? There's a fast lane Paranoia on Icebox in my face, and I'm just getting run at. So really, really nice little cheeky timing through mid to A. It's already a bit more of an uncommon strat to throw in the mix, but especially with these agents and with that specific utility, it worked an absolute treat. And if Styron doesn't make that round look more competitive than it was, then that would have been even more one-sided in the side of NAOS. So look, Motive going to take a timeout here going into the half by. This is something that's seeing a lot more prevalence as of late. A lot of teams in Tier 1 as well opting to take timeouts going into the half by, give their team a little bit more discussion time, you know, a little bit of a lighter plan into a round like this, but also just a chance for the players to chat more.
Missed shot from PPC. So yeah, you're exactly right. Now it's just looking to try and extend out their lead for the time being. Whereas Motive just looking to do some damage, really, best way possible. But again, these rounds can be secured.
Deploying drone.
I like the forward-thinking position from Wayne right now, but he's looking as well. So you boys watching towards mid.
Drone dealt with. Wayne wanting to maintain his info line, but it might be in for some pain. And indeed he is. Zavi puts him down straight away. And Motive feeling the pressure now. They're going to high tide their way through middle, trying to take some space over there. Drone going through A main at the same time, but NAOS will take yellow all the same.
They're just looking so much more confident, aren't they? Zan is just putting down the high gear and really, really moving. So looking to get that spike planted. Too hard.
Spike
Good
planted.
shots there from Sushi Boys, but Zavi catches the fade out. Now Zan mooking his way in as well. Vera completely removed from the server. Now with the dark cover to make it even more pressureful. It's just, yeah, not looking like another moment in time where Motive can really sort of get anything done. Styron with a good shot onto Moja. Maybe a Vandal can be recovered there, but the flank's already come all the way in from Zan. He's all the way around the back. Yeah, last man standing is going to be Styron. A couple of good shots, but that is all she wrote. NAOS with 4 on the board now, Mitch.
You have the Overdrive and Hunter's Fury, so could be seeing a bit more of an aggressive set strat out from NAOS going into round number 5 here. And do have one off the pit as well, so that could really help streamline their post plan as well. And these are the issues with taking a timeout into the half buy, is you don't get as much time to consider which players are going to be multi-fragging versus your eco, and that's going to change how you prep for the following gun round based on what ults the other team is going to be bringing into it. But regardless, we'll see what they did have in mind in that timeout after round number 3. Op comes out for Vera. Not dealt with. Not able to find that pick onto Zan and pushed off the line. Won't be cleaned up by the Hunter's Fury there, but you can see Zan wanting to scale his way up and catches Flaring completely off guard.
My God. It's all happening. Vera with the great movement, but it's not going to matter when Zan's already in position with 3. How's he up in heaven, Mitch? Man is absolutely all up in your face. John Cena, you can't bloody see him. Now, 5 versus 2. Really
Last player
here as they
standing.
start to make their way in. Valden just rips him apart, and I don't think Wayne is going to want to play. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Now pick up 5.
They just weren't ready for the pacing motive, and there was layers to that, Mitch. Like, unreal. You could see the drone pushing the jet off of the line, and now this was the pace change that I wanted to see a little bit more on Split. It was a lot less successful. Wayne gonna pick up Xavi. Keep this one expensive. Trying to build himself up a pit. Will take Valden down with him, but the trade is perfect from Moja. But that pace change from NAOS. We talk about how slow they played in this series, running the clock down, playing with rotations. You saw it in the pistol. You saw it in some of the earlier couple of rounds in this series. But that's where they hit them with another straight up A hit. They went mid to A last time. This time it's Zan just getting in their face off the back of all that Sova utility. The supported util from the Omen as well. And Motive, it just does not feel like they have any idea how to play against this Chamber Omen Neon comp. I mean, these are all just not picks that you would really see on this map at all, and it's working out a bloody treat, man.
It sounds like a troll, doesn't it, when you say it out loud? But yeah, they're just making it work.
You would dodge this comp in ranked. Like, if you saw old mate locking this in, like the boys and having a chat, this would be an insta-dodge.
I want my Rainer jet. Give it back.
Oh, mid-take here from Motive, trying to get active with the Sheriffs and the Guardians. We've seen these kind of buys work well in the past. If you hit yourself some sharp shots.
Super patient now. Wayne's obviously got all that additional control. PTC being super cautious.
I have the spike.
He does have the weapon to do it with this Guardian, but again, are they even going to bother to clear it? Trademark's still down to keep him back, and he will have to fall away in the end.
Yeah, now it's just choose the do-nothing option, and that naturally will just settle the rotates in their favor. Xavi clearing out A main. Vera is going to deny them that info line, and the rest of NAOS taking B.
Straight in, flaring.
30 seconds left.
Sam's obviously just moonwalking. I don't even understand what's happening right now, Zan. This is just absolutely incredible. It almost looks like he's cheating at this point, but...
He's hit it with the pegwood spray, bro. Like,
oh,
come on.
bro.
He's styled it on him.
Yeah, literally. This is smurfing. That's what it is. He looks to even potentially get the final as well. He absolutely will. Yeah, this man is on fire right now, and that's exactly what you want to see from now. I'm starting to think they picked Split as a joke, knowing that they'd lose it, then they could get into the rest by the way they're looking here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a protest, actually, Mitch, if you think about it, about the whole, you know, upper bracket advantage. They just wanted to keep things fair and equitable and win this grand final in a way that doesn't, you know, cast anyone's doubt who the better team is in this series. You know, you would just feed you a free map, and then no one can smack talk about the upper bracket advantage.
False
and then we'll
security.
just smash you on the next couple up.
Exactly. Oy, oy, oy. Lots to think about for Motive right now, but they've got to be thinking about putting some rounds together, Pilski.
Hops back out, though. So that is a small bit of good news on the side of Motive. They've taken a little bit of control of middle once again, disrupting things with the half tide. And they're just opting to wait it out, throwing up their toxic orb and creeping across towards the 2 blind. Turret will keep an eye on Kitchen. Drone does clear out A main here for now, so they're looking to pressure A and find this tube timing with the double lurk.
Flaring does have his eyes on the prize. For how long can he hold? A little bit of a toe spotted there by Vera.
Vera's so dead.
Man's already all the way through, but he does manage to slip the net. That's good. The Nanos do manage to make some good work as well, but oh no, he didn't spot it. Didn't see the gun barrel all the way back, so it's a 4-4, but Valden picks up another. How's he getting away with this right now? The site is secured, but Valden has to pop his way through. 46 points of HP, and I don't know if he's going to be ready for this rotation in from Wayne. It's going to be all who takes the duel at the right time. He actually continues forward. He slipped the net. Now Wayne has no idea. Xavi can start to cruise around. Valden picks up a 3rd. He's got away with so much for nothing, Pilski, in this round. Now dropping on down, giving some information. Xavi just needs to be a hop, skip, and a jump away, but Wayne has no time. There's no resurgence into this round. He has to just walk on out and, yeah, think about what he's done. Back to the naughty corner for Motive again.
Yeah, Wayne just unfortunately not able to get involved in that round very much until it was already over. Now, I mean, again, it's the same recipe for success, Mitch. It's slow round with a B ending in the anti-eco into an A timing. This time, much more in the mid to late round. They creep all the way up maze. They're given so much space for free, and they're able to take full advantage of that. They try to isolate Vera on the site, and although PTC is found on that tube lurk, as I mentioned, it was a double lurk up tube. So they've cleared out the chamber. They've assumed, okay, the Viper's with the team. It's a 1-4, but unfortunately, it was a 2-3. And that's where your additional lurker inside a tube is able to find full advantage, catch the other team off guard. And now up 7-0, force another timeout here from Motive. We'll have a little bit of a chat about what to do. And as I mentioned before, you do see no one on Motive really chatting very much because mystery coach is having a word to them.
Into the cheeky little ears. Love to see it. Yeah.
See if that does end up coming to fruition. That does end up getting announced. But they are, as far as I heard, they are getting coached by a pretty solid coach.
Yeah, good.
He's done a little bit of tier 1 stuff at the moment. So
we love to see it, right? I do think it's the fact that I was going to touch on it very, very briefly that, like, you know, Disguise, obviously they had the org behind them and it was all looking great, but then they just missed out on groups at Ascension, on playoffs rather, and then, you know, they get it all pulled apart and then they have to go to Kimmy's Kittens for a while, do it solo, and then an org backing a little bit, you know. It's something. It's showing that hopefully, you know, their grind is going to be paying off, but they've got to get some rounds on the board in this one.
They do. Now, I mean, Zan undoubtedly to stand out. Zavi right up there with him. But I want to say, the Omen utility, Moja's only 2-1. The Omen util has been insane so far. The smokes have been perfectly placed. The paranoia into middle to set up Valden for success in the last round was insane. Ooh, thought that there was going to be a bit of a biff there over B Long. Wayne pushed off the line. He's the only Motive member with a rifle, or with a Vandal rather, into this round.
Taking the control in A though. And I think they've managed to get away with it. The only thing is, though, will they be ready? Vera hasn't spotted anything up towards the position of Belt. Moja drops him down. Flaring, though, does find one for the trade, and now they should be able to move back up towards the Belt position.
Welcome to my world.
Entertained right now if he can get one here, but he does. He gets both. PTC walks away with absolutely everything in this moment. Now Zan has taken down Wayne. Valden has closed the door, and now 8 in a row. It just doesn't feel right.
No, I mean, Motive, that's again going into a half by another timeout taken where they found absolutely no success. Now it's just continued the pain train. Couple of big ults coming up here for Motive. That is something that you can cling to. Lockdown, Reckoning, and Pit can definitely throw themselves down a cheeky little pit for safety. Have got some great retake tools into this gun round. This should be a gun round that you can take every day of the week. NAOS, on the other hand, a bit more on the subtle side here for the ults. More so the overdrive and the chamber coming out to the force. But this is where they change things up yet again. TP onto top of tube. Omen does give you a little bit more aggression. You can mix in there.
Oh, but Valden so ready for it again. Spot the foot, but Valden seems to have some level of awareness, but he has been taken exactly. The spike is finally a real opportunity, a real opening. And Zavi's been dropped by Vera too. A member that I was just about to mention. He was 1 and 8, but now he's finally picked up a second kill. Back into the server, back into the game. Awakening. You know, this map rather is still a bit attacker-sided, but it's just not feeling like it should be this heavily in the skew for now. So now some damage further. PTC tapping away, doesn't secure it. Moja does. And it's still back into that 4-on-3. The advantage heavily the way of Motive with that spike dropped.
Let's not give NAOS extra opportunities. We need rounds like we need bloody air right now if you're Motive. They've got spike control. They've been hand-delivered, gifted a charitable opportunity by NAOS in a round like this. They need to make sure they're converting it. Out comes the relay bolt, but it's a little too late. Styron will punish. So Motive maintaining a 2-man advantage and full control of the spike with 25 seconds. It should never happen.
Nah, absolutely not.
Oh, they're going to grab the... Oh, they've got the B-Long orb. They're going to grab the spike with the Omen ult. Oh, Wayne's already ready for this.
Let's play.
He's got it.
Enemy remaining.
He's just going to let him go, playing with his food.
B.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful for Motive. What a moment in time to try and boost the confidence, right? He's got no time to get that spike planted. 3 alive for Motive. This is certainly something. It's not too far gone just yet, Pilski.
No, fancy footwork from NAOS, but Motive just hit him with the fundamentals. Playing the man advantage, playing around the spike quite nicely. will secure themselves their first round. They found that space on A time and time again, and this time they just keep pushing the issue. Something you see a lot, actually, with the Omen comp, similar to what you're seeing now. Run is like some belt aggression. I mean, you can see it with the Jet or the Sage wall up, but it is something you could definitely do with the Omen. You see the Shrouded step straight up onto belt and get aggressive on A. Do see that this time from Motive, just pushing all the way through this A side of the map. But this time now it's defaulting towards A, trying to keep them honest. Drone goes forward. We'll push Motive off the line. And after NAOS have contested that control, they're immediately just going to go straight back towards middle and kick off a mid to B split.
Yeah, reacting well, because Motive have been looking to try take that A main control round after round now, but look at them straight in towards B. Zan does get denied. Wayne picking up the pieces now. A 3K for Wayne, looking to make it 4, but denied by Valden. Okay, hang on, maybe a chance still for NAOS. Valden brings it back. Now they can use that only dark cover to get down the smoke, get the cross, get the information. Spike though still dropped. Such an awkward position. They have to wait out the recon, and now they look to swing, trying to find these shots. Snakebite goes down. That cascade gives them additional time. Valden has to be the clutch minister now, has to secure the 4K. He just waits patiently as they do start to clear out, but Vera will deny, and here you go, Motive. They're living up to their names right now. Momentum behind them into a second round.
Yeah, that one got scrappy. You could see now it's very much reacting to that A aggression, trying to keep it honest, and they were successfully able to do that. Immediately keep Motive honest on A, but then turning things straight into an A split. But unfortunately, that kind of backfires a little bit for them because Motive is just so heavily set up to rotate straight through screen side, and Wayne has been a bit of a bloody rock over towards B. It's another multi-frag from him. He's been very switched on for Motive, as has Tyrant. Once again, it's an A start here for Motive, for NAOS, but Motive have changed things up. They're just playing retake on this A site. TJ setup thrown over there. And we'll probably see the reactive hit from Wayne, I would assume, as soon as that turret gets contact. Inside of 2. Chill exchange. Nice drone cancel there from the Snakebite.
Once again, Zan with just so much control though, right? You know, so no pick. They're going to have to save it for the retake here. They do manage to clear away as well. Big 5-on-5 retake.
Lockdown's there for the defense, but you do have the Hunter's Fury to cancel that, so I'd imagine you're just going to get a flood from Motive as soon as they throw that lockdown down.
When are they going to elevate? Pick up the pace. There it is. Hunter's Fury comes straight out. Zan does get the opening in a second, but he's traded. Wayne, there's a couple of couplers. And now a quick tap onto it, but Valden on this big flank as well. Not the information gathered. Wayne has picked up 3 here. Siren's got the flank. He's going to be able to deny onto Valden. It's going to have to be that post-plant utility from Zabby. Only the one. Only the teal. Okay, he's got the shot, but will he be able to continue to hold on? He absolutely will. Yes. A blindside from the belt, and it will crack down onto the side of Motive. Now do manage to stabilize and hold on to 9.
You can see they had a plan for the lockdown. Sushi Boys never even intended to invest that in that round. Motive just wanted to get it done the old-fashioned way. High card going straight up across that main side and just kick off a little bit of a retake. You see Wayne doing their fair share of the heavy lifting, as you've seen for the majority of this game, but it was not as good as the clutch from Zabby. Love that little mid-round play there with the Paranoia Hunter's Fury. Now it's trying to stay one step ahead, but it's Zabby in the clutch who steadies the ship. Wayne pushed off the line by the drone. Now it's quick pacing over towards B. Force out the turret. In the meantime, Motive have taken the middle of the map.
Well there. But that's not going to freak out Zan as he does make his way up towards yellow. Has had to use that fast lane to get in towards that position though. They're still kept at bay though by Motive.
I mean, Motive have taken mid. They have not got anything on A though, and now this is more of a 2-3, kind of probing both extremities simultaneously. They take yellow control and then cut sound. See if PTC or Moja can find anything over on the other side of the map. Spike sitting in spawn. Now it's waiting for some kind of reaction. There's the dark cover from all the way on the other side of the map, looking to continue to try to apply pressure towards this B side of the map, but Motive not looking to give them anything here.
Out onto the opener. That's an impactful Wembridge. Wayne going down as well. The lockdown has been destroyed in the response. Sushi Boys unfortunately feeling the pressure
30
now, but that
seconds
spike
left.
is heading over towards the side of A. Vera has been completely bamboozled, and so is Sushi Boys. It looks like it will be going the way of NAOS for 10 double digits secured in just a quick second, unless they've got something to say about it in the form of flaring. No,
player
denied.
standing.
Maybe something happening here. No, not like this. Styron denied completely. Zan with 3, and that is just the NAOS effect, baby. This Neon is
Switching
on
sides.
fire.
Yeah, NAOS, I mean, it really just looks like they're playing with their food
left.
when things go well for them on the attacking side. Playing with the rotations. Motive, more often than not, a step behind. Zan,
Stalemate after this.
yeah, you would assume so. We'll see, though, what Motive have prepped. It is their pick here on Icebox. So you dare say they've got a plan on this attacking side, but PTC does not want to let them get any control of B long. Thalden to follow up, and a Paranoia for good measure. Motive, no entry into B has been granted.
Certainly hunting heads on that chamber right now as Wayne has to try and play the time just behind this toxic screen. He does manage to slip into the corner!
One enemy
Almost.
remaining.
Almost is the
Spike
key
down,
word,
B.
but that does give an opportunity
Coming
up
back.
to Sushi Boys. Now as he starts to make his way towards the side, I don't know if he's going to be ready at all for Xavi. He does appear to be intently focused. Now as they move up high and dry, it's going to be Xavi who has had a cracker of a game. They pick up the pistol, and unfortunately for Motive, I don't know if they get to play this one any longer.
No, I don't see how they can recover from this. Dare say that they're going to have to go for some kind of a Hail Mary, some kind of a force, unless they want to play back-to-back gun rounds to try to win 10 in a row. PTC, a little bit of a quieter performance on that attacking side, but immediately on defense. That's why you play the chamber. Lock down those info lines, get the ops going. And you can see Xavi, clutch after clutch for him so far on Icebox, and that's another one. Just delivering another blow to a Motive that just really cannot catch a break here on Icebox.
It was 8-0 at one point. It shows clear, right? You know, even on that Sova, just getting so much done. And it's another quick play from Motive. They have to try and make something work with the limited weaponry they've got right now. So there will be afforded an entry in towards the side. At least the bouncers let them in, but I think they might have a couple too many drinks and get kicked out very, very soon.
Spike planted.
Snowman aggression for sure. You can see it now, trying to play hands off. Motive forcing things with the stingers and kind of getting picked apart by PTC.
Teleport's ready.
Still a chance, though. 2 versus 3 moment right now. If Sushi Boys can fall away, and he does miss a couple of headhunter bullets. There you go. Okay, a moment, Pilski. Maybe a turn of the tides, potentially. Moja gets into position, though. PTC very, very low, but Sushi Boys just doesn't quite have the line. He does so much, but it just doesn't matter when Moja is there to close out the round. You said his impact on the utility has been fantastic. Well, look, clutching out the round is just as bloody nice. 12-2. 1 more to go for NAOS to tie this thing up.
Map point here on their opponent's map pick. May just see this reset into a best of 3. Love the approach from Motive. I mean, nice set play to secure control of the site, but control of the site was given to them by
I cannot
NAOS.
see them. I cannot
Sushi
see
Boys.
them in map. What the fuck?
Look, you don't need to see it, mate. No need to see anything. All you need to look at is the scoreboard right now. You can be happy with that. Another force buy here from Motive. Throwing caution to the win. Did get a nice multi-frag from Sushi Boys in that last round, and he's going to start this one off beautifully. PTC hitting the deck, and he's going to get closer to his lockdown. Only 2 away now.
Couple of moments to make this work here for Motive to at least extend what feels like the inevitable. But again, it's all about getting that momentum back into the game, isn't it?
Motive taking their time to have the man advantage and some control of A main. Well aware that with that man advantage, they intend, or the defense may intend to try to get aggressive, try to even up the numbers. But now it's quite happy to play hands off. They do have Zan deep in garage here, so they know it's probably not going to be a B ending. Now stacking more heavily towards this A side of the map as the rotation comes in from Moja.
Toxins go. No charges.
On the road, information gathered though, Xavi. Already starting to feel the sweat now. Does he continue to try and clear onto this lane? Find an opening, flaring another. Couple of missed shots. The siren does connect in the end. Thalden! What is happening? He is the
30 seconds
Guardian to rise above, to hold all,
Not
and
enough
absolutely bring NAOS into the light. watching over the rest of his team as the line is cleared. Valden, he's made it work. What an absolutely phenomenal round.
Sorry, they're really saying to NAOS here, do whatever you want with this double duelist on attack, with this slower comp, with the pseudo sentinel that we have in the form of the Viper with the Vice. We'll be able to hold whatever it is that we need to.
Alrighty, well here it is. This could be the one that kind of separates either of these teams, but at this point in time, this series is very much up in the air. The grand final continues to put one foot in front of the other. SEA Challengers, who is going to put themselves a little bit closer to Ascension in Bangkok, later this year.
Yep. See what NAOS have prep here on this attacking side. Initial contest towards C Mount. Not being respected by Motive. They will maintain that info line. There's the Prouder to clear out all of front B in combination with the dark cover. So door could be swung wide open here by NAOS if they want to clear C Mount in the mid round here.
Door now being opened, looking to clear in. Valden picks up Vera very, very quickly. Lucky to be alive there. Now Zan trying to put on the pressure as well, but the Razor Vine will separate. Somehow the Sheer, he gets away with it though. 10 HP flaring now. Does have a little bit of an inkling as to where he's going to be, but will he be able to pick up another? The Paranoia doesn't quite connect. Great awareness there from flaring, but now he has to pick up absolutely everything. The Haunt will be destroyed, and now he has to get back onto the line. Damage done. 1 and 2. Oh my god, flaring has done so much, allowing the rest of the team to get the rotation in. It's quick though. Styron already out from the waterfall. And just keeping them interested, keeping them entertained right now. He has to walk forward, tries to win the engagement, but Styron will take it. Wayne will support him, and that round is a massive one and a huge dub from flaring there. Nicely done from Motive.
Yeah, another retake completed on that defensive side. Similar to what you were seeing from Motive over on the side of Split to start this series off, despite the fact that they lost that man advantage. Vera hanging around a little bit too long towards C-Mount, despite the fact that front B had been well and truly taken by the attackers, and Motive were well aware of it. So the fact that he sticks around at C-Mount, trusts the gate crash, you can really tell that he wanted to get that opening pick, he wanted to make a play, but he was punished heavily for that. Regardless of conceding that man advantage, though, Motive still put together a 4-5 retake pretty convincingly there, and what a haunt coming in from Styron. Wayne taking full advantage of it. Hobbit Hole's been broken open as well, and flaring looking to punish on the cross.
Oh man, and Wayne is more hungry, wants blood, the man in this round, just trying to really establish them. You know, sure, it's just the eco, but this is the one where you can kind of really get a bit more of a stranglehold on this map early. You know, keeping 5 alive, putting full confidence in.
One enemy
He does drop one on the Styron, but look, Wayne, he's still fragging, he's still going. He won't get the ace, it'll be taken by flaring, but 4 alive is a pretty happy medium right there, Pilsky, to move in towards this bonus round.
And so far, every team that has had a hot start to a map has looked completely dominant for the rest of the map, have won their bonus, following the pistol. So now it's really looking to stop that momentum before it can get rolling here from Motive. It's been a fantastic start, and Wayne is once again looking in hot form. Every single map of this series he's delivered, even in the Icebox absolute dropping that was just inflicted to Motive. He was the main man stepping up.
Good player.
Yeah, main control from Motive. Once again, the same front B clear here, Mitch, from NAOS. Will look to potentially pressure the door. Maybe try to take that Sigbound control. Motive, on the other hand, have a much more hands-off approach compared to what we saw in the pistol.
Really silent contrast, isn't it? Wayne, though, up close and personal. And he gets the info. Is it ready for Mojo, or is he? Absolutely, okay. And that's a good paranoia. No, not quite. Does just manage to slip slightly. Xavi picking that one back up, but it's a great opening in this bonus for Motive.
I don't expect Vera in the corner here behind the sheer. Progression smoke thrown out there from NAOS. They want to trigger the sheer before they actually get into the site there. Vera not spotted out. He's going to go up
he's over the top. Haven't used a sheer wall look like that before. That's beautiful stuff from Vera. Really nicely done to maintain this advantage here for Motive. They're ready for Zan. Flaring does clear it, gets the info. Now moving up with the relay bolt as well. Should get the stun, does get the clear. Okay, that site somewhat secure, but they've actually started to pull the rotate. Zan, is he going to be ready for Styron here? Absolutely not. Gets the shot. Zan may have bit off a bit more than he can chew here, Pilski. Again, they've got the site, but it's only the 3 versus 2. And the Prowler will give the time. 15 seconds. There's just not enough. There isn't the end to get the spike planted, but it allows for the rotation to come in from Motive.
Valden looking to punish on the cross, but all of Motive going straight up through Heaven's side, just looking to trust the numbers. There's the push in the mid-round through stairs from Xavi, though. Looking to flank around the back.
Beneath him. Xavi all the way around now. There's that position from Valden looking to get close and personal, but Vera will take him. And now the information's gathered. They know they can start to get onto this defuse. There's no time. There's just not any moment where they can get back into this round, and Xavi knows it. Great retake again from Motive.
Man, 3 from 3 bonuses. What is this series?
Whatever happens.
Xavi gonna peg one back right at the end of the round, but that's about where the good news ends. Another bonus one by Motive, and they will pick up 3 rifles, or bring through 3 rifles at the end of that round. Wayne opens up the round, cheeky little trap there. Vera just hops up on top of the shear. Zan trying to take matters into his own hands. It was a messy round. There were timings going back and forth every which way. But after all said and done, it's Motive to trust the numbers in the retake and complete it successfully.
Now they just completely change up the pace, don't they? Now trying to get in towards the position. And he does it. Wayne, yeah, a little bit caught with his pants down there as Zan is able to open up that round. And now they do start to rotate their way through. I think Valven's position has to not be overlooked here. It's going to be a tough one for them to retake, even with the weaponry advantage.
He's got too much to do here.
Not ready yet.
Shear will be triggered, but he's completely surrounded.
It's going to be tough with just that Sheriff. They do manage to find the opening shot. So 4 versus 4 now.
Bring them down.
This is where you're really going to be tested. What have you got for us? Starting to look through, being clear in from Sushi Boys. They are ready for it though. Moja gets the drop. And that's another weapon picked up here as well, Pilski. This retake is starting to fall apart slightly. They're all coming in from the exact same position. They start to fall back, but there's Flaring to get the opener. Vera finding another. PTC does manage to drop, but Flaring gets the trade. Now it's all on the Moja. Can't quite connect with the shot. Is it enough for the stick on the defuse? I don't know if he has the time, but it's not going to matter when Moja will close. And the bank account finally gets a deposit from NAOS.
Yeah, NAOS. Felt like that was straight out of the bloody Nongshim Red Force playbook. Zan sent straight up the guts through tree with a bucky in hand. Felt like I was watching bloody Darby. Peak Darby here, just getting in his face, finding a man advantage. And then from that position, although things get scrappy, they are able to put the pieces together. Mojo winning the clutch, getting himself very close to a dimensional drift here early on. And despite losing the bonus, it's a pretty good feel to change that narrative in the following half bite around the singular rifle saved by Xavi.
Enough to keep them interested. Great opening shot though from Sushi Boys. Moja doesn't get to play this round.
I mean, Xavi barely does either. He's lost most of his HP. It's a hell of a spray to kick things off. Sheer looking to be triggered here by NAOS.
They're alive.
Wants to take it himself, but Flaring's absolutely ready for that. This side of C has been hard to break into. Motive are just locking it down so well.
I mean, that is the strength of the Vice. You can see Zan is really trying to take matters into his own hands, but you're literally, not figuratively, running through a brick wall.
Bring them down.
Really completely slowing down the pace now.
Yeah. Front B re-clear. A space taken by NAOS. Wayne, I mean, despite the fact that he's solo on the site here, he does not want to... Well, he will actually opt to play a little bit more passively as his teammate gets smoked off there. They still have heavy numbers here, Motive.
Siren's going to be absolutely ready. No, he denied. Valden managing to drop him down quickly. The Arc Rose also just going straight through. So they are managing to make this work here now as Flaring in position to try and deny. They do set their sights back towards the side of A. Once again,
10 seconds
Wayne
left.
Still available. He's going to wait for the rotation to start to come through. There's one from Flaring. Xavi and PTC. Xavi again early tagged up from that exchange towards the mound earlier. And now
One enemy remaining.
way into heaven. Sushi Boy's watching, ready to go. So Xavi would have to do the unthinkable. And yeah, he doesn't even get a chance. So it will be another round going the way of Motive. 4 alive. They lose the counter bonus against that half buy, but they're going to win out the gun on gun.
Yeah, 4 alive as well. Is going to kind of steady the economy after losing to the half buy. So that's a good feeling for Motive. They are feeling quite comfortable heading into round 6 here. 4-1 overall. NAOS, on the other hand, though, a lot of huge ults coming online here. Good start. Courtesy of Sushi Boys there. So despite things get a little bit messy in the mid-round, able to steady the ship quite nicely. What are NAOS going to do here? Tac timeout coming out for them. They've got pretty much every ult they could possibly want to play with. So there's a lot of different variations they could go for here. You talk about Steel Garden, Dimensional Drift, Overdrive, and From the Shadows. These are the makings of some very pacey rounds where you can really get in the face of the other team early on. But the fact that they take a timeout going into a round like this is also going to be a double-edged sword. This allows Motive time to prepare, time to discuss the different ults that they're playing against and how they might want to try to break down some of these set plays.
Man. You know, even though this doesn't secure much outside of points, it's just the difference in 5,000 US as well, right? You know, $15,000 US for the winning team here on this game tonight. So much to be playing for, and just, especially for NAOS, a team that doesn't have as many points as Motive or Full Sense. Already made quick work of Full Sense. Both these teams have actually in this playoffs run. Both these teams made their way through the knockout stage, made their way out of a rough group stage situation.
Victims are not looking.
They are looking to secure the bag fully as an A presence. Is going to be upon us. I think it might be a very, very quick play, or no?
Just control established by Motive. NAOS may look to try to catch them on a timing here in the mid-round.
Waiting for that paranoia to come out. Yeah, man, Wayne. Going to be potentially a bit of a rude awakening here. He wants to try and hold on for as long as possible, but he does have to get out, and he will. He's safe. Move quick. And Wayne will be able to pick up another. Does take the gate crash, but it's okay for now. Wayne's still looking to continue forward. Nightfall goes through. Moja does take him down. Okay, so it's a 1-for-1 exchange. And again, all the damage has been done by that Nightfall. It's made it so awkward that the K is really putting the sweat on. And now Vera pops a Dimensional Drift, trying to get in towards position, but it's going to be a tough retake regardless.
Yeah, Moja's got his out. They've cleared out all of Spawn. You can flip the map here as NAOS, as you've got perfect information. Steel Garden invested as well. And Bowden wants to take pistol-on-pistol fights because he's that sharp with it.
Absolutely he is, and he keeps on fighting. Sushi Boys does manage to slip the net here, but what's the timing going to look like? Valden clearing around the right side, but he's taken. Maybe a little bit overzealous there, but now Moja and PTC does get tapped up inside the dark cover. He wants to try and strike whilst the iron's hot, but Styron doesn't even get a chance. NAOS denied, the Thrifty secured, and that is essentially back-to-back non-gun rounds secured for NAOS.
Yeah, doing great on the half-buys, but it's the ults that really get it done there, as well as a nice read. I mean, that tac timeout, worth its weight in gold, despite the fact that you don't initially get any success out of the overdrive, out of trying to isolate Wayne outside of A main. It's how they turn that A control into a win there. Dimensional Drift over through Spawn side, gets all of the information that it's a full flank retake for Motive, and NAOS adjust accordingly.
Cutting through.
Straight out as well. Trying to fight the good fight once more. Do get forced back this time. Are they going to hold on and try and go for it? The answer is no. They're actually going to pull back towards the C site this time.
Yeah, Motive securing control of A main, but they are anticipating a retake after the last round, so they've stuck around a little longer. This means that Sushi Boys is solo on this C side of the map, and we'll see if he can hold on.
Really going to be ready for it this time, but he's completely blinded already. The shear does go up, but
Face
he's
your
not going to be
fear.
too worried. The Razorlines at least do buy some additional time, and now the Nightfall goes through. So they are going to put absolutely everything into this site. Take Pilski. But now, as the Viper's pit goes down, Sushi Boys opens up with one. Will it be more? No! They deny it! They destroy the pit! Moja 1 HP, but he is going to come back to health very, very quickly. And this is starting to look a little bit awkward, a little bit scrappy for Motive now. They look hesitant. They look nervous. Moja not going to be faded out by that one at all. And he's just watching. He's narrowly missed the timing. It's getting a little bit awkward, a little bit sweaty. But here's Wayne to open up. He's a thief in the night. He knows how to do it, and he has to do it all himself. There's 3. It will be the clutch for the big man now. Inside the dark cover. Is it going to be a spray out for Zavi? Does he know exactly where it's been planted? He's tried to fake it out. He might not be able to do it, but he does. Just. And oh, it is just. Now find 3.
Zavi, another big clutch from him to keep NAOS in the game here. Once again, just getting so aggressive, disrupting the retake. You can tell Motive They had a set plan there. Sushi Boys wanting to play retake in through small side, pit invested very early on to create a little bit of a launching pad to get back into the site, but they were never allowed that space. Wayne is the one who had to do the hard yards getting back into the site, and they made a bloody good go of it, but still not enough. Another clutch for Xavi to secure it, and forces Motive back down onto a half bite. Moja straight onto the Outlaw there, punishing the half armor. Guardian hits the deck, and Wayne will have no more to say after a huge attempt in the last round.
It's going to hurt, right? You know, being the player to really do the heavy lifting and not be able to connect the dots. So that's the way it does go. Vera forced off the line, taken down by Xavi immediately, and yeah, it's going to likely very well be these two members towards the side of C to try and hold on for as long as possible. Sushi Boys very close, but the Poison Cloud will give him time.
Yeah, now it's just not in a rush. Man advantage. They know they're up against a half buy. There's no reason to throw caution to the wind here. They're just waiting for more mistakes. Out comes the execute. Paranoia does force the Neon off the line, but actually Zan's been donated basically into the C site for free, and Motive punishes heavily.
Yeah. Now they can actually look to hold this cross. Flaring with the Phantom in hand. It may actually be workable. Now on the clear. There we go. Flaring gets another. It is a little bit awkward though. Only with the Sheriff. There's not really a hell of a lot that can be done. It's once more Xavi putting all the work in for this side of NAOS. Getting the spike planted as well.
planted.
He's pilfered himself a Guardian from stairs there. So a little bit more wallbang potential here.
Need all the shots. Isolate the 1v1s, and there's the head being banged.
Where are you?
No chance. It would feel like Xavi wants to kill as well. The one tap. They talk about him. And that is a very, very nice way to turn it out. 4-4. It's tied up.
What's Xavi on now? 8 and 5, and I believe 3 of them were in the round previous to this one, and then a 4K to follow up. So it's like 1 and 5, and then he's clutched and 4K just to be able to keep NAOS in the game with some pretty touch and go rounds. Let's be honest, that could have been going pretty damn pear-shaped there for NAOS if someone doesn't step up, especially with Zan going down there for free. Great start to the round, but things got very tricky in the mid-round. Attack timeout for Motive. They have been consistently able to secure control of that A rubble fight, right? They win the A rubble fight in the early round. NAOS does not really seem to have an answer in terms of fighting that head on. It's more so really, they've done a great job either retaking rubble in the mid-round or just kind of pivoting back towards C mound. You've already seen them multiple times so far. Mitch re-clear front door with the dark cover Prowler. So you can tell NAOS is very comfortable working the map in the mid-round and kind of letting the round go from there. And that's something that this is where Motive needs to spend the majority of this time out tackling that issue and you know, kind of rectifying the fact that things are kind of falling apart in the mid-round a lot of the time.
Yeah. Spot on. Trying to just sort of establish some consistency. It's going to be crucial. We shifted in. Still more opportunity. The Odin and the Op out. Is Motive going to try something different here? Absolutely they are.
Yeah, there's no Vice setup on this C side of the map. It is just Flaring on his lonesome. So he needs to make sure he's not sticking around for too long or he could be going down very early on.
They're so fast. How do they know?
I mean, it's just, you know, straight in through the timeout. But you can see them slow things down now. They are definitely respecting the Vice utility, even though it isn't there.
Yeah, they tried to bait out the shear, but it doesn't quite happen, meaning that they now just allow them in towards the site. They're happy to leave. Old mate Flaring, sitting back. Doesn't even want to go for the warning shot here. We already know that Vera has found Mercy's shot. They push into Waterfall. It lines up, but it's only the one for Vera. A second in the round for him now. They continue to push forward, and it's going to be Moja tonight. Styron trades, and Xavi, you've already had a few good rounds, my friend. Can you do more? The answer is, well, no. And it's not going to be expected of you either, because that is Motive showing what their strength is, and it's a good, clean retake.
Yeah, exactly like we saw on Split. Like when they get the situation that they want, on the retake, they complete it very cleanly. It's only really when NAOS has any kind of success at all disrupting that retake that things can get a little stickier, right? That's what we've been talking about on Icebox, here on Lotus as well. You've seen it multiple times. NAOS getting very active, not letting Motive get onto the site or tap the spike or get into any of that funny business. NAOS now going into round number 10, though. Dimensional Drift and the Nightfall really going to help open things up. Valden, if he does get his Steel Garden online, going to potentially make this post plan a little trickier as the op gets brought over to C.
Scatter.
Missed shot. Now the pressure applied even further. Trying to get that further info with the From the Shadows, but denied. Now flaring on towards the line. He narrowly misses Zan, and he's taken, punished for it. It has to be Vera to try and pick up the pieces, and he narrowly misses the head. Now he has to fall away. So much utility invested into this one right now to take the additional control. And it looks like they want to fight, but are they fighting too deep? Are they going too far? Styron certainly has something to say about it, but Vera, this is another shot. Wayne hitting more. Chaos ensues on this side of C as Wayne picks up another. Tries to get the info, but Xavi somehow controls the spray to bring it back. And in this 2-on-2, they just hop, skip, and jump the hell out of there. Straight towards the side of B, and they'll secure it for free.
Yeah, the spike didn't even go down. They just continued to take fights in towards Waterfall and Spawn. Now a nice open plant. Xavi will secure control of main. PTC can really choose where he wants to go in this mid-round. Dark cover should be coming up soon.
He's got that line, but he spotted it, whips it a little bit, but it's not going to matter when they both line up. A cheeky collateral from PTC, and this game is just completely world separated from what we saw in the opening two, right? 5 for 5, a game of tug of war here on Lotus.
I mean, 100%. It's like I said, we're getting onto the more familiar maps in the pool. We're not looking at a pocket pick, helping into a best of 5 or a map that's gone into the map pool recently with some mid comps. This is just straight up Valorant, straight down the middle of the map pool. How many times have you scrimped Lotus and played very similar comps to these? So both teams well and truly comfortable. A lot of adjustments already being made, a lot of tack timeouts coming in from both of the coaching staffs, and a couple of influence, but we don't need to highlight that as much. Sushi Boy pulls out the Odin, trying to harass NAOS as they come up through A main, but he's close in here, and he's not got many bullets left here, Mitch.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be good, is it? Sushi Boys has to reposition, and somehow he's still alive.
What?
Even with the shear going down, he's still kicking. He is somehow still going, but he does get taken in the end, and Flaring looks to pick up the pieces for him. Valden goes down. That site will be secured, but now it's going to have to be Motive to try and fully take this one back in the retake 4-on-4.
NAOS again assertive, flipping the map, aggressing onto spawn side, Mitch.
Wayne's so ready for it as well this time. Just completely staying still. But he doesn't quite connect on the shot. Moja, though, very, very low. And so is Zan. Now the dimensional drift to find this further information.
One enemy
PTC
remaining.
gets another. So it's completely denied. Forced away. Zan dropping Flaring. And it has to be Vera. In towards position now. Knows that one is potentially on the flank here. And he's not going to be able to clear. Not going to be able to check. They're just going to walk in and strangle. Oh, but it got close. In the end, it will be NAOS from 6 for Zan. It was just a gentle breeze from going down.
Didn't land a bullet. All's good. 6 picked up for NAOS, and what was that? 5 out of the last 6, I think, that they have picked up. So NAOS really on a bit of a heater. You know, we were talking more so about the half-buy wins being picked up, or the thrifties earlier on in this half, but as they've picked up more and more momentum from round 6 onwards, they have really been the dominant force, particularly in the latter rounds. You know, Motive picked up the pistol, they won the bonus, they got on a roll, but since then, it's all been NAOS. No A main control this time for Motive. Early Prowler towards front B. C-mount secured by Motive here early on. And that could tickle the door indeed. They will. Vera will swing that wide open. Now anticipating some kind of trap. We'll respect it for now.
Here.
They'll take this A space instead, spotted out by Flaring.
They're pretty happy with their control that they've already picked up over towards C, right?
Fake teleport.
Hang out.
Ooh.
Shear's been baited, though.
Free. They know the Vice is on A now. That's actually huge.
Yeah. Really is, and they're picking up immediately off the back of it, aren't they? Already sending a couple of members away from the snare, and they're still trapped together, so they've got no side establishment at all. Steel Garden as well, just for good measure. They really want 100% this round, don't they, NAOS? But they're not going to be stopping either at all, Pilski. Already up in towards heaven, just waiting. A Steel Garden to try and trade out the exact same. It's about to explode again. Pilski, Vera opening up with one, and that Steel Garden is going to catch Moja. And now they can start to get really wriggling on in towards this side. It's going to be awkward. That spike is planted a little bit closer to the side, and now they're moving the tree. It's a nice little blind side. Beautiful stuff. But Vera gets 2. Wayne ended up finding the remaining, and it's going to be a 6-6 scoreline. You cannot put your finger on the pulse of where this one's going to end up.
Yeah, dead even at the end of the half. That retake was over in an instant and really cannot separate these two teams on Lotus so far. Really good resurgence after losing the opponent NAOS. And they will now
up the year so far, and nothing's going to slow down here as we move in, because it looks like it's going to be a very, very aggressive takedown towards B mid, and it will be Zabby, Styron. Okay, Styron. Zabby getting it back though, and Sable flaring. We've not even had a second to bloody breathe, Mitch, and we're already into this mix right now. It looks like it will be a stalemate unless they keep on pushing, they keep on kicking. They force PTC away, but he has managed to slip the net onto the site for a quick second.
Valden trying to rotate over in time. All of these footsteps can be heard by PTC. He's just trying to play around the dark cover for now.
Spike planted.
Does get the line. Slightly a good angle, and almost another one flaring as well. We move on in. We see Valden try and take this duel. PTC and Sushi Boys into the 1v1, and I think it might be okay, but no, he doesn't connect the shot. Sushi Boys is going to go for the slow walk in. He's got the secure weapon, but up high, even with the right click, he gets the dink, and Sushi Boys wins out the duel, and my face is exactly the bloody same right now.
Able to pick themselves up the pistol there, so a good start. Things a little touch and go. Very aggressive start to things over on the front side.
One enemy
remain there. But looks inside after plant. Clutch goes the way of Motive, and they're going to be quite happy to kick off their attacking side here quite nicely.
Man. Didn't even have a chance to think, but that's okay. An opening for Motive is, I think, a nice little breath of fresh air for them, but after picking up the pistol, the bonus, and the like, they want to try and convert this match.
Pressure on front side of C. Sushi Boy is going to...
Would certainly start to make it feel a bit more awkward. On towards that spike plant now. A bit of a line. Sushi Boy is picking up 2 here. And Wayne also only lose the single member in Vera so far, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything further.
One enemy remaining.
Just the classics here, and yeah, it's going to be okay. Another nice clean round there from Styron on the fade. 8 rounds secured for Motive. They surely aren't going to win another bonus, right?
You would assume not. I mean, things have never been this close before, though. So, look, we're breaking a couple of trends. Styron, big multi-frag to start this game off. We're very close to his nightfall already. I imagine on the E-net as well, probably doing a fair share of the planting duties. As we head into the anti-bonus. First gun round for NAOS. 2-1-2 to start things off. Motive looking like they want to secure front B control early on.
Work for them in the pistol. Why wouldn't it work again? Flaring forced away as well, so no real control gathered just yet, but they do a hell of a lot of damage onto Zabby, and now it makes it look really quite awkward. Vera might actually be able to get the jump, but they walk up forward. Moja completely bamboozled. Valden does get one back, but that's going to be the little bit of extra pressure. Out up the pieces from here. 4 on 4 now.
Once again, using that door to isolate the Yoru over on C mount. It's something we saw go the opposite way in the opening half. Motive using the same tricks that NAOS were employing. All picked up now by Sushi Boys, getting himself one closer to the Steel Garden. And Motive with this C-mount control. Cutting sound, it's a bit of a standoff here. 3 players for either side looking to fight over B. And it will be the Omen and the Fate to keep the info game honest over on the other side of things. Haunt can't be dodged, so will be dealt with by Sushi Boys. But that's only 1 player positions confirmed. Dark cover will secure that control for NAOS for the time being. Just waiting to see what Styron's going to do. He's got a full belt to util, and he is slowly making his way back towards A.
Oh,
30 seconds.
Gonna be tired of the timing. Sam looks like he actually wants to try and jump ship early. Sushi Boys somehow gets 1. Not quite the second, though. Zan picks that one up, but Flaring does trade him. Now into the 2-on-2. And they're both similar on HP as well. 15 seconds. They've got to pick up really, really quickly. It looks like they will be able to find the site for free, but...
10 seconds
slow
left.
little walk from PTC up towards position. Yeah, it will be, but there it is. That's the info off the back of the shear.
1 enemy remaining.
And the C still already won by PTC, though. Flaring looking to push in towards Waterfall side. A low player on the other side of things that he will punish. So it's a 1-1 now.
Oh, no way! What a play. Beautiful stuff there from Flaring to peek in just as the dark cover goes up.
Yeah, nicely done. See him get active over towards Waterfall side. Win that clutch for Motive.
30 seconds left.
Chaos over here on Mount having the reach there for now, as you can tell them trying to pop out of the dark cover every which way and just trying to make that as difficult as possible for Motive. A lot of mind games going on for both of these teams, you know, trying to feel each other out. But Flaring will come out on top there for Motive, and NAOS will take themselves a timeout. So you were right, that's another bonus one from Motive. They've won the first 3 in both halves so far.
And I guess the only thing I'm realizing now as well, Pilski, is obviously on that attacker's side, you know, it's just been, from what I've been seeing in through the stage of Split 2, just in general, Lotus has been very much of that attacker-sided lean. But it really does depend between teams as well, right? You know, it's not always a gimme that you're going to be looking a little bit stronger on that attacker's side. So we'll see what comes through.
See what NAOS want to be going for here once again. Gonna have to take a timeout going into a half bite, so expectations going to be reserved here. Coach doing a lot of talking here for NAOS. A lot of things that they'll have to keep in mind. They are playing the double duelist though, so potential to, you know, try to win one of these situations with a bit of explosiveness. Not seeing the same level of performance for down there on the Neon. As he did have on Icebox. So a little bit more up and down in that regard. A-main control taken early on here by Motive. They're also having a little bit of a look towards seeing Mound at the same time. Just a 2-1-2. Seeing what they can find. And they've taken a lot of control. A lot of respect being shown here by NAOS early on.
Cutting through.
Clear Zan. Absolutely is the answer. It's a good opening here. It means that Motive are kind of setting themselves up really for that double digit nice and early. Will they find sight? No, they're not even interested in it at all. It's going to be Valden picking up one though, so it does put the sweat onto Motive just slightly.
Press dealt with. Well aware now that the device is anchoring C, but that shouldn't be too much of a surprise for Motive, and it's definitely not going to dissuade them from trying to take the site here.
Still with that shear up. It's going to be all for making their way through quickly, though. It appears that they aren't going to be fearful in any which way. We do get one, unfortunately, caught lacking, but it's not really going to matter when they do manage to force everyone else in towards spawn. So they are going to get that spike planted. They've got 400 members of NAOS looking to get back in.
A lot of ults on offer here for Motive, and in fact, you're going to try to secure it with the pit, so they are very much respecting the Sheriffs in this round.
As you should, right? You know, there's always a chance that they can get it back. So they move their way in towards the pit with the Razor Vines going in. There's even a chance that they manage to get this catch here. They're low on HP, of course, inside the pit in full, but just one quick shot will be able to get the job done. Everyone just sitting, waiting inside the big green. Sushi Boys does pick up the one, and another from Vera. That's all they need to do. Just right-click away, slowly with a classic, hoping that a rogue bullet will connect, and that's exactly what happened. Not the way I was expecting that round to go, but it's a beautiful thing to see, and that's Motive with 10 on the board, 4 alive. Huge result from them here as they're looking to try and close Lotus out as quickly as possible.
Let's go.
I think NAOS just waiting for an opportunity, as well as trying to keep Motive interested in the post plant, try to take as many guns away as possible. Leave them sitting inside of the pit to die to the spike. Another gun round coming out here for NAOS, but look how many ults are online there for Motive. They did burn the pit in that round, but Nightfall, Steel Garden, and one off the Dimensional Drift. Outlaw kept on over here for Vera. Oh, juggled to Styron in this round. It does seem like Motive want to be making some moves over towards A here early on.
Or doesn't get any info this time either. Will be destroyed nice and quickly, so it does hold them at bay for just a split second, but they are already making their way up towards tree anyway.
A-main control established by Motive. You see now, not with great retake tools, they don't have access to the same ults, and Vera taking that A-main or will have access to the Dimensional Drift, so NAOS will have to respect it.
To jump. My portal
Face your
Be
fear!
able to get though here. Nothing so far. Nightfall does go in as well, and I don't actually think he connects onto anyone, so it's not looking the best right now for NAOS, outside of the fact that they do manage to get the side. Look at Zan, straight back in here, already finding Vera, so it is something With that steel garden going back out from Sushi Boys, it is going to make it a little bit more awkward, but Zan somehow gets the double right click with the classic. Now Styron trying to get back in there. PTC finds another. No weapons, no worries. Wayne trying to hold on with Flaring in tow. And now as he slips his way back in towards Trio, hear the footsteps of Moja. Wayne has to stay low and hope it will go. And it absolutely does. Beautiful stuff there from Wayne and Flaring. A 4v2 secured for Motive, which just feels like tradition at this point.
Just keeping things simple. Take that A main control, grab the orb for the dimensional drift, combo the ults to take control of the site, and it's the steel guard to shut out NAOS as they attempt that A site retake. Not even able to get anything going, and now NAOS with all of the ults, but none of the guns to use in this round. Left looking a little bit sheepish as Motive look to secure themselves map point here.
Cover going out.
Kind of crazy, right? You know, it was a very tit-for-tat game. But now it is looking all Motive as we shifted the half 5 on the board. Already looking to take control of B lobby here. A couple of good warning shots and really good damage there as well onto Moja.
Now it's looking to re-clear front B here though.
Straight out. Into position, and they're happy with it. Zan does manage to pick up one of the Styron though, so it's a good start here for NAOS to deny it, and that spike is dropped as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of info for NAOS, but they're just going to maintain the man advantage. They know that Motive has to spend a lot of time re-clearing the map here. PTC, hand in hand with Zan, does have the paranoia ready to go should this A retake come in.
PTC, his little cape has been spotted.
Blinded.
Really awkward one, but with the paranoia ready to go, it doesn't actually connect either, so they're happy to fall away from it. And now to reposition, straight walking back out. Moja very low on HP again, as we mentioned. And great shot, PTC the same. And Moja even one for himself too. A complete turn of events here. And Wayne with it all to do. And I don't really know how much he's going to collect with only 25 seconds left on the clock.
It's a great round from NAOS. The front B re-clear, the aggression that you get from the Neon and the Yoru hand in hand. Just being able to burst straight out B on the defense, catch Motive with their pants down, and then just laying in wait. NAOS pretending that it was just the Omen solo on top of Rubble. Motive looking to take advantage of it, but they did not expect both the Neon and the Yoru, who were front B at the start of the round, to both be over on Rubble, just waiting with open arms. And NAOS will win themselves a half bite without investing any of those ults to pick up a handful of rifles. This game is well and truly not over.
Man, oh man. Time to get thinking. Motive, despite setting themselves such a nice runway, they still have to land the bloody plane.
Alrighty. All ults online here for NAOS.
Move.
Is going to be the Vice over towards this A side of the map with both of the duelists. Once again, Motive looking to send things out towards front B. Arc Rose and a Prowler to clear that side of the map. C mount control has been secured, at least early on here, over by PTC. And he can play very deep in a round like this, because the From the Shadows is going to allow you to really commit to a position, but still have that rotate potential. Not showing any information towards A. Seems to have NAOS into a bit of a false sense of security here. Vera
Time to jump
towards the tree door now. As he mentioned, the Hobbit hole is open, so they can break through connector at any time. Wayne, PTC already all the way down towards C-mount as well. Dimensional drift now pop. Moja's going to get all this info.
See, Vera has spotted out all of these players from Motive with all of that C info. Zappy as well, even picking up the Yoru TP back away. Man advantage and all of the cards being held right now by NAOS.
They still go 8. They still want to work with this. It could be a massive catch from Styron, but depends on how far he goes. And oh my god, the aim. The man is sharp. The man is ready. And now the shear has been popped. It's awkward. Doesn't quite get through where he wanted to. Flaring has to just sit there and lay wait. Trying to buy some additional time to get in towards this site. Sheldon does move forward. They look like they should be able to very well find it. The Steel Garden can be popped. There it is. It's going to get moving. It's going to get going. And that spike still yet to be planted. Flaring does get one. But once more, still no spike. Still no chance. They have to try and fight everything. They have to try and do it all. But it is just not going to be happening right now. Wayne is trying to clutch it all on his lonesome. And Zan says hello as the Neon. Now it's fine.
Listen
8.
up.
There's only
Kill them
3
before they
more
kill
to
us.
go to tie this one up again.
Just a clinical couple of rounds from NAOS. You love to see it. The aggression in through the mid-round towards front B has been money time and time again. Nice little combo of volts. Dimensional Drift finds all of the information. Savvy poking out of breakable. Getting a pick on Vera. Spotted over towards door to start things off. And then the Dimensional Drift spotting out all of those players. And still starting to close things out. Another buy round here for Motive. They've had a phenomenal start to this half, but they're chewing through on the majority of their economy here. Moja inside of the dark cover, catching them with their pants down. A surprise, no one's gone down to start that round off.
Yeah, absolutely. Vera taking a hell of a lot of damage there, and they still invest the Nightfall as well. They are getting moving. Moja drops not only Styron, but also spikes and gets another. So does PTC. They're just absolutely all over it. What do you even do? They didn't get invited to the party, but now show up anyway.
Moja just looking for that opening pick. Motive reading that as an open invitation towards C. They pushed the Yoru off of the info line. They were anticipating him to maybe be solo on that side of the map, but the whole time it was a C trap being prepped by NAOS. Nightfall catches the entire team, and the whole of Motive just run down, the entirety of NAOS rather, run down Motive. Backside of C Mound there and force yet another timeout. What is that? 3 consecutively for NAOS. This has been fantastic resurgence for them on the defense. They're just looking complete control of the game these last couple of rounds, despite really poor starts to both halves. They have very much been getting rolling as soon as the bonus is over.
Resilience, I think, is a prime word. You know, after getting 13-1 on split, they come out swinging on Icebox, and now, yeah, despite being put into a disadvantage in both of the halves, they are still in the game, which is kind of crazy to think, and clearly it's put enough of a sweat onto Motive that they call another pause, they call another timeout to have this conversation. They need to learn how to close.
3 in a row again from NAOS. So what Motive have come up with yet again,
Anyone feeling
taking
generous?
a timeout, going into somewhat of a half fight. Not a full investment, but enough to potentially steal away a round, and enough left over to buy up into round 22 should they need to. It's looking pretty rock solid for now as they've had 3 on a trot. See mount control being tickled here by Motive, but they will still respect the one-way. Vera getting out onto this info line, and the Viper Wall obscuring their intentions, but now it's once again looking to be active in the mid-round here.
Find the timing here, Vera. No way Zan's ready for him. Just completely murdered out the chance of a sneaky pick. It's not going to happen this time around, and they set their focuses back towards C.
Yeah, it's the second or third time Vera's been first picked in a round. Motive going to turn their attentions back to C.
They know there could be something cheeky happening, and now they make their way through. The Razor Line already makes it work. That sucks for Motive.
Oh, the C's Razorvine combo was insane. They're completely surrounded now.
Remaining.
Yeah, absolutely nothing they can do. Zan's already there as well. Styron does take him down, but it's not going to matter. What is... The NAOS train has come straight out of the station. We didn't even know it was going to be arriving today.
It's been completely blindsided. They've just been so active in the mid-round, man. Like, the first 20-30 seconds are always just dead silent. And then NAOS just always have the perfect read, the perfect positioning. And in that round, the perfect utility. Set into round 22 here, but will that momentum be broken down by a bit of a lull in the tech wars?
No one will ever forget Andy playing 30 matches back-to-back of ISO.
I don't know what you're talking about. But to be fair, we never played them, so...
True. Didn't need to. All right. We're back in action. And this slow walk up towards A main, taking that full control, means they have definitely thought about what they want to do here, Motive, in that pause. And now they've got to really be ready to activate just onto the other side of those dark covers. What's going to be the first motion? It's going to be the first tap of the door, move into the dark cover. It looks like it will be Styron to join in. And now, as it all happens, who's going to be the first to fall? Styron gets 1, make it 2. Wayne as well. Okay, Motive. They have managed to get rid of that packet loss. They are well and truly back in towards the server now. Valden and PTC have to try and make it work, but they've been shouldered out by Vera. Let's connect onto 1, maybe a second, but no. The paranoia is good. and it's all left onto Valden
Spike
from the high
planted.
heavens. He might be able to drop one, but he's dinked from the rope. And that snake bite is going to make it a little bit awkward too. Oh, God, hot under the collar there.
Oh,
But
no.
I think this round very, very well be going the way of Motive. It will map point here. Not series, though, yet. There's still more work to do.
Match point.
Just one of those rounds that completely hangs in the balance. That Prowler giving the half-second drop that you needed. Where did it come out from? I think it actually came out from NAOS. And then you had the Paranoia as well. So they had all of the utility in the perfect positions. You could tell they just needed half a second more. Paranoia came through. Relay Bolt connected. Prowler connected. They knew exactly where Motive was and what they were doing. But they were just half a second off timing. And Motive hit all of their shots.
Where are you?
Yeah, so it all gently rested in the balance, didn't it? Inside those smokes, inside the flashes. But now Moja firmly onto that line. He holds true. But are they going to take the bait? Just watching it.
Right behind him.
Double dead.
There it is. Unfortunately, the fish has been taken out of the water in the form of Vera. He has gone down time after time. He hasn't had the impact that they're really quite hoping for. Now as Moja repositions, they're just walking in dry, aren't they?
Yeah, have a lot of use still as well. You're going to throw a progression orb, progression dark cover. If Moja gets another kill here, he will have another gate crash, which will almost certainly be him trying to get another off pick to follow that. Port dealt with another progression dark cover. It feels like Motive is just dead in the water here.
Yeah, Moja's already just gotten
Bottom
straight back on
closed.
towards that line, and he now peeked towards the door. They've got complete control over towards A as well. Moja is just getting strangled out here. Moja waits the full time.
30 seconds
They
left.
still can't get in. They've only got 30 seconds left, Pilsky. There's 3 here.
Seize is there as well for Xavi.
Face your fear!
There it is. Utility out. They're finally going to give it a go. But who's going to be the first to strike? Moja straight on towards that line. He will find it. Wayne somehow still alive. Hasn't been hurt. But his rest of his team, they're all bloody dead. It's not going to matter.
Oh,
Naos has
that
taken
was-
everyone down.
That was such a sick
brought
attempt by
weapons made of
Motive. The
metal.
Nightfall
To kill me.
comboed with the From the Shadows to try to allow him to get behind enemy lines. But unfortunately, like you said, Motive just lost way too much before they could get it going. A dry peek instead of the
Last
blind
player
side.
standing.
Not like Vera didn't have one. We saw him literally sitting with that in hand, not respecting the fact that the op could be posted up on the line, and Naos rewarded for pulling out the op in round 23 there.
Look at this
Motive
buy.
failing to respect that.
Time to jump.
So bad.
See, map control could be huge here. Vera could get his hands on a dimensional drift and have a little bit more impact. Has pushed Valden back for the time being.
My ult's
It does
ready.
seem like Motive just going to
I'll
kick off the scene set play. None of this screwing around that they were doing over towards the mount. It's going to get straight in the sight and try to get this spike down.
Yeah, absolutely. They're already here. They've got the site control. Or do they know the Nightfall's coming back? So it's going to get a hell of a lot of information, and the decay is going to make it so challenging. They have to hope to at least get this spike planted because the rotation's there. Xavi's already dropped Zera, who just cannot get anything done. But the main thing is the pit's gone out, and that might give them enough.
Naos have taken the whole map in the meanwhile. C's going in, and Dad's got his overdrive ready to go.
Garden also coming out as well, so many things are happening right now. Wayne has to try and make everything work just on the other side of this pit. They are all begging around him. It's so close, so personal. Sees one, now a second. Zan straight in there. That is going to be the pit drop. Sushi Boy, oh my god! He's up close and personal, making advantage of the decay, but he does get taken. Has to be Styron, does take another down, but Moja tapping onto it. The Horn will be able to gather some information. No, it doesn't go deep enough, or does it? Yes, it does. It keeps him entertained. It keeps him interested. And does he have enough time? I think Styron might have just done it. He has!
Win.
Styron will secure the round, but Sushi Boys...
Be playing a non-duelist. You did see his agent pool before we got this best of 5 started. This is one of the maps where he will be playing the controller for the side, and instead it's going to be Valden to play the ISO, which is interesting because if I remember correctly, thinking about Valden playing on things like Alter Ego and things like that, I remember him playing Initiators and things like that. So
Yeah.
he's very flexible with his agent pool, obviously, and it is something that, you know, he plays a bit of everything for the side of NAOS, but in this particular game, they will be chucking him on the ISO. So NAOS continuing to back themselves.
Standing
This
ahead.
comp And we'll see what they've got in store for us. As Xavi, it is going to be a dart drone combo and a shove towards Garage for NAOS, but they are anticipating aggression over on this A side of the map.
It's going to happen. It's going to be another moment where they are straight in towards this dark cover for an all-out brawl, and it will be Zan to find the opening on that Omen. Now Wayne in the corner, will they clear it? Absolutely not. They will leave it high and dry, and the paranoia is going to make it even more awkward as Styron picks up 2 of his own. Motive come out absolutely swinging here, and Motive's even been tapped up inside the smoke. It's his Wayne, and again, I just think you have to credit how well he has been playing all series.
He's had a phenomenal grand final, continuing to deliver another 3K, this time in the pistol to start out Haven, and you know, all of that util exchange over towards Garage side. You can tell NAOS was getting ready to hit this A timing, but you get Motive responding in force, slipping into the dark cover and taking matters into their own hands. And Wayne and Styron, the boys that go all the way back to that DSG core at Ascension last year, combined for all 5.
Alrighty. So straight in towards B. Full control gathered. And they just walk through. So not really interested in trying to get anything done here. It's just going to be running straight into old Styron. Even with a double tap, it is closed. So Motive make quick work of this second round. And now we just ask that question. Will they somehow, some way, find another bonus round?
It's been crazy. They've won... What's the count now? They've won 3 so far this series. 1 on split, wait, did they win both on split? I'm gonna go back and fact check myself here. 1 second.
I think they won both on split.
I mean,
from memory.
that would be 4 so far for the series in only 3 maps, which is ridiculous.
This goes here.
I don't know what the stats are for how likely you are to win the map after you win a bonus, but it's pretty ludicrous, I would imagine. Don't have hard numbers on that kind of stuff like you do in other games. Here's the lobby control for Motive, though. On their bonus, they've got multiple shotguns here. 1 sitting in lobby, 1 sitting in garage. You can see Motive, similar to the pistol, lying in wait, expecting NAOS to retake control here of that A side of the map.
Oh, really tempting fate in that moment, but everyone ends on a stalemate. Moja's taken quite low.
Yeah. You can see the trap was set there for Motive. They wanted the reactive Hunter's Fury off the back of a couple of multi-frags for Styron. As soon as that garage contact comes in, he rips that, but they aren't able to find the opener. That is credit to the Yoru and how strong it is in the current meta.
Creeping straight on towards that line. Vera does narrowly miss the shot.
Stopping fire.
So they are still at a relative stalemate.
Yeah. Very skirmishy approach here. Now it's just applying pressure to this A side. We'll keep the A stack in here.
Flaring's got the opportunity. Otherwise, might make it really, really uncomfortable, but unfortunately for Vera, can't make it work. Flaring's also going to get his head ripped off. Some great shots there from PTC. Kind of ridiculous. I wish we could have seen that from his POV, but getting towards the side, I think Wayne might be able to do something, though, from the fake-out position. He absolutely does. And PTC starts to walk his way back a little bit too long to find that shot with the Bucky. And in the end, they are going to take C-Site for free and break this streak of bonuses.
I mean, it's not even the Ob's fault. Like, PTC's full stunned. It's just a cosmetic stun. He's one-tapped him straight through it. Like, you know, credit to him. Wayne, Vandal in hand. Hand in hand with Styron, trying to do some damage in this retake, but that is a 2-man crossfire that won't even be needed. Moja going to pick up Wayne here. Styron looking to take rifles out of the hands of NAOS towards the end of the round here. Does pick up Zan. That's about all he's going to be able to get done. Man, that was crazy. I thought he was going to be able to spam them straight through the garage doors, but those players were bottom side grass, so none of those shots were going to be able to connect anyway.
Gets away with the Vandal at the very least. It's something. And now they're going to have some really, really solid money to come in towards this round. So they'll go out swinging at the very, very least, and now they can reset into round of 4.
NAOS continuing to be very comfortable playing this skirmish style. You've seen them do all series long. Quite happy to play these 3-2s, create pressure on one side of the map, try to find picks or try to pull rotations, and then over with the pack towards C, taking control of the site for free. Motive a little bit behind the 8-ball in terms of the rotations that round, but now going into the first gun round, they'll pull themselves out of glass cannon. Styron pushed off the A info line. We'll have to respect that for the time being. Cam and the ult from Vera have got C info locked down, which is going to allow a big rotation from Motive in towards A Link. But NAOS are not really in a rush this round.
Being chilling. 3 still cruising around, maybe spotting down sewers for some further info, but pretty happy with their position for now, as now still continue to go hunting out mid.
Yeah, once again, it's the Cypher and the ISO dropped over towards this A side of the map. Yoru and Sova will clear out Gary. Drip will be spotted out here and cleared as dark cover goes in towards Gary's side. Drone reclear doesn't see anything, so a bit of a false sense of info on this A side of the map for Motive.
Lucky for Vera, baited into submission there, but it's okay. Doesn't have to get too worried. Does give away the hand of the operator, though, as to where its location is.
Big stack towards this A side of the map. Omen in position here. Wayne has got Paranoia and a dark cover to use.
Oh, 30 seconds.
30 seconds
He
left.
does go out now. He's going to be able to find anything. Yeah, absolutely. PTC just does it again. He's murdered everyone on the dance floor. And the A site will be secured again. Spike gets planted, and realistically, what do you do here? You just walk away and say Vera has to take that operator into the next round.
He just waltzed into the site and stolen the round. Unbelievable. Motive were in prime position. You can see all 3 of the X's inside of the A site there. Util for days, fault line. Straight across A long. They had the reactive Paranoia, could have thrown themselves out of Flood Smoke to buy some time as well for that player over on Graffiti side. NAOS does not care about any of that. Let's walk straight into the site and tap bloody heads, mate.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need. The basics. Gun does shoot. And yeah, unfortunately for Motive, they've really had the sweat put onto them early on into this one.
Yeah. Just a cheeky contact plays. I've seen so many ISO Yoru games. I mean, T1 pretty much inventing this comp, or popularizing this comp. A lot of teams are really copying it, but I don't think I've seen it played really exactly like this before. We do have these, you know, T1 is a team that loves to play skirmishy, but I don't know whether I've seen like the Cypher ISO being the 2 agents that are kind of working their way up through A late into the round like that before. Usually you'd see like the Cypher in the middle of the map, and then you have the ISO trying to, you know, take some of those opening duels. Some C mount control. Wayne's got the op this time over on the side of Motive. Orb has been secured. This is a big strength of this comp, Mitch. You know, once you start to get the dimensional drifts and the ISO ults rolling, it can be a difference maker. But I'll tell you what will also help. Just getting free kills on your opponent's smokes player who was wielding the op. Just tapping through a dark cover. Everything's coming up now, mate.
Closed.
It really is. NAOS.
NAOS. I can't believe I missed that.
Oh. That's why you need a duo, baby. One picks up from the other.
I know exactly.
Absolutely.
Cage
Now straight out, Sushi Boys. Can he even find it? Nah, he has to just exit immediately. Doesn't want a bar of it at all. This has been pretty grim. You know, it's not often you'll see kind of pretty intense saves round after round on a game like Valorant. And understandably, Motive have had to really just sort of edge away from the last few.
NAOS hitting absolute bangers, mate. Every round, they're just walking straight up and tapping some heads. And Motive are going, well, I don't think we can do anything about that. NAOS in hot pursuit, though. I mean, these jump jiggles from Valden have been absolutely perfect. Sushi Boys can't hit a bloody shot.
Certainly not an AWPer. Uh-oh.
No.
Last player
He
standing.
gets one. That's all we need. He will go down, though, in the end. Meaning that, yeah, well, look, the money ain't going to be fantastic. Xavi makes the call. He says, do you want it? And I think it'll be handed over to old mate Moja.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think that that's bad for NAOS. They are quite happy to play slow on this attacking side. They've played slow on the attacking side of every map this series. It is their style. Really want to deny info, push and pull rotations.
Yes.
And just kind of navigate themselves a mid-round from there. Really feel like NAOS is a team that's quite happy operating in a chaotic situation and always trying to control the info game. Oh, Moja! Oh, he stuck around for too long there.
And Vera's in. He wants to get the operator and he will be able to secure it. He might even get out for totally free. He will. Oh, that is such a great success in a
Sushi
round
boys.
like this.
Hello.
Spike down
Spike.
mid.
Defeated.
I have the spike.
What is Zabby doing?
He's
chaos.
But Vera's in spawn, and he's missed the shot. Paranoia goes out. It's going to get even more crazy right now. Contingency undercut comes out. Valden just somehow, buddy, murders Wayne in the window. Oh, man. This is such a strange round. The attackers are in the defender's spawn,
Yep. Clap
or vice versa.
It's a pretty nice afterplant. You've got the
Over
ISO ult as well as the Hunter's Fury, so it's going to be very difficult to dig post plants out. Vera's got to try to find a timing here.
Oh, if Vera does find the ISO, that could be absolutely massive. They're not going to be ready for him at all.
Oh!
Lights him up! Almost. Was it a leg shot? No! It wasn't. It didn't tag him at all, so Valden's still holding on to that
Player
ultimate.
standing.
Zan, straight into the line,
enemy
takes down
remaining.
Flaring. Oh, Styron able to find the shot, able to connect. He can get onto this as well. Now it's just going to be all this battle of halves, and he just sticks it. I mean, look, I like the effort, Styron, but Zan just had to 100% that one with the paranoia, and he does. 4 on the board for now.
What was that round, bro? Where was Valden going? This is me hopping into A-Link.
I'm confused.
I don't know what on earth we've just witnessed that round.
And the double dink through main, this little trade, this shot from bloody Valden,
Every
that
one of
not
these
double.
kills is scuffed.
One enemy remaining.
How did that not leg him as well? That's crazy.
Light that round on fire. That one's done.
There.
Let's go to round 7.
All right, move, go next.
Go next. Yeah, no op in the mix for either one of these teams this time. TP coming out here for now is not respecting that A lobby control util. Look at the stack from Motive. Heavily set up inside of A-Link. Double trips out on the site here. But starting to mobilize towards B means that they're probably going to be going for a grass re-clear in the mid-round here.
Definitely
While
are.
Sushi Boys plays retake 8.
Yeah, looking to get really, really quick, but they actually go silent in the end. I don't know if
Shot
PTC
down.
is going to be ready for this one at all. They are getting the bolts over the... Somehow aware, I love that. And PTC is going to get the dink as well. So it really is all coming up their way. Wayne does drop him out though. PTC not going to be going in towards this round, and that's where that ultimate setup is going to be coming through from Sushi Boys. Already got some patch, already got some information. Vera has to get in there, somehow getting 2. He had 10 HP with a slide and a dream and some further damage as well, dropping Zan. How has this happened? Xavi is all alone in a 1 versus 4. He may very well be able to find the side of C. I think he will. But
30
whether or not he's going to be able
seconds
to clutch this out.
I mean, he's been pretty clutch this series. Xavi has won many a clutch. Vera, very low at this point. Very much
planted.
respect given here by Motive. So much space on the map. Vera going to charge his way through spawn. He could be found here for free.
Gone.
I actually really like this.
Darts
Planting
up.
nice and open. Yeah, exactly right. He even starts to creep on out. Does have the dart, as you mentioned. That Hunter's Fury, though. He lines it up.
Hold
Oh, Zabby, there's an opportunity. No. Had to try and fight it. All they needed to do, their motive was avoid the 1v1s, and they do exactly that. 2 alive, Wayne and Styron. And they can breathe a sigh of relief as they pick up a third.
Yeah, PTC isolated in middle, and what a bloody flood on the A side there
Enemies
for Motive.
close.
Paranoia,
Hands up.
dart up over the top, and Vera, you know, it doesn't matter if you're 10 HP when no one can see you and they're all getting scanned for free. Look at that.
One enemy remaining.
Free as you would like. Nice little sight flood. And despite a little bit of a sniff in there from Xavi, Motive will clean it up. And they'll break a 4-round streak there from NAOS.
Over there.
Yeah. Prime opportunity to do it right. You know, obviously, again, this map being very attacker-sided, I would sort of say, similarly to Lotus, it's worth stemming the bleeding early.
Well, Valden does have
Fake teleport.
nice ult ready to go. These are the kind of rounds that can really snowball an attacking half with this comp. The Dimensional Drift and the ISO ult creates so many opportunities. You can have so many set rounds around that. Motive looking to remain assertive, though. Get that C-long info line. Drone confirming there's multiple players inside of grass here for now. So Motive responding with a dark cover.
Cutting through.
Slowing down the
Drone.
pace now.
Yeah. There's a drone re-clear on A. Just the Cypher playing retake on A here for Motive. Much more heavily set up towards Garage in this C side of the map.
I've only just
Feels like
noticed
they're just
Vera's
waiting for
position
this
as
B
well.
contact to come in.
Yeah. It's just all about to happen. Dark cover all goes the way to A main as well. So they are really just going to get this up, don't they? Yeah, there you go, Styron.
Portal close.
Taken out from the link. And now Wayne, this could be huge. He's avoided the
Spike
fake out.
planted.
Now the aftershock goes in. It's going to be all about the timing here. Where does Moja go? How does he choose to pull away? He still hasn't even struck yet. Vera is waiting so patiently. It's all about to happen now as Flaring. This is a really crucial moment there to try and take PTC. And now he gets in. The undercut does tag up. He's done damage anyway inside the window. It has to be Valden. He's been tagged up. He's been taken. Now Xavi all on this moment to try and clutch it out. But can he get it? Can he clear it? I don't think he will, or will he? He does it! Xavi completely blind, doesn't need eyes. He just needs bullets, and NAOS pick up their 5th.
Another clutch from Xavi, man. This guy has been money in the mid to late round, time and time again for now.
Invest in Xavi stonks.
To go.
One enemy remaining. One enemy
Seen
remaining.
him coming up in the Filipino scene, playing in some of the off-season events. Being the hype man as well, after he's completing those clutches. And that is a clutch to break the money of Motive. So talk about momentum. That's good for 2. They can just close out a round against a Glass Cannon Guardian, which has already hit the deck, and a Stinger. And that's pretty much all that's on offer in this round for Motive.
They've pinged it out exactly knowing what has been done. Yeah, they're really just going to have to pack their bags and hope that they can maybe pick up 4, 5 maybe for Motive. Now look like they almost certainly will be leading out the half. Securing 6 here, you would 100% expect.
Spike down.
He's just lagged out. I thought it was a fake clone, but he's literally just lagged out. This cannot be how you lose around like this. They do have the From the Shadows, so they can retreat the spike from grass side. PTC's got control of the A side, but this is still getting more interesting than it should be.
They are so fast. That's the big thing here, right? They're already almost in position. I do like this really safe plan from Zan, but they already get up in towards heaven. They've got the hour drone to start to clear. All they need to do is just put the pressure on to wait for this position for Sushi Boys to be established.
That's going to go in. Motive starting to take their time, waiting for Sushi Boys to get this flank on from heaven side.
One enemy remaining.
It makes it the 1v2. Zan now has to really be the clutch to start. He looks up in towards the high heavens and he will be able to connect with the shot. Knows exactly where Wayne is. Goes up nice and high and he gets the clear. That is so secured for NAOS there. They lose the member to the DC and they still manage to win out this one and they put together 6 rounds.
I mean, he's back. I wonder if it was like gear disconnect, because that's not a fake clone, guys. That's not how you fake clone. You walk forward in a line. Like, your root clones don't move diagonally like that. Like, there's no pro that would fake clone like that, because it just doesn't make sense. You could see that the player in Garage saw that movement and he's like, what? Like, why is he moving like that? Bro is absolutely tweaking.
What is bro doing?
What is bro doing?
Well, they're back, whatever it is, which is good news.
I mean, look, they didn't lose the round from it. Zan has dug deep. Very nice movement on the Omen. And just another player from NAOS that could come up with the goods in the clutch. Shouldn't have even been needed. That was a 5v4 with, what, classics?
Yeah.
Like 3 classics brought into that round from
A
Motive.
single Guardian.
Got that close.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Pretty chaotic. But Vera is in a really, yeah, Vera, unfortunately, you don't get to play this round. And now the kill contract comes out. Zan
Spike
gets
down
one.
A.
Valden does manage to pick that one up onto Wayne. Contract did narrowly miss. And now, okay, here we go, Flaring. I needed to see something new from earlier. It's a very, very slow start, 0-7, but now 2 on the board. And now the rotation can start to come through. They're already making their way in towards main. It's still on for Motive.
There's a cam, though. So Sushi Boys can tap that later on in the round and what the positions are looking like on the retake. Trip is in position. Will be dealt with there by Valden. I think there's even a default cage right on top of the spike. Zan going down in the meanwhile. So it's a 2-on-1 for Valden to navigate here.
Has to try and clutch it out. Still has not checked onto that cam, yeah. Nothing seen, nothing spotted. I do like this from Valden. Just watching that firm position, but they 100% it. He does manage to slip through, but he was going to get caught on the line. And he even hits the shot, but it's actually the aftershock to get it done. Man, they had to invest so much into that motive. But what was that, a 3v5 conversion?
Yeah. But NAOS invested so much into it as well, Mitch. They invested the dimensional drift and the ISO ult in that round.
Yeah.
And Motive still find a way to win it. This is just such a chaotic grand final. You see Vera crossed his fingers and his bloody toes, hoping that he wasn't cleared there by the dimensional drift, but he was. He's the hero there for Motive. That's that first bullet accuracy I was talking about, but even better breach utility to follow up.
100%.
Rolling Thunder, fault line, and an aftershock completely shuts Valden out of that 2-on-1 attempt.
Time to jump.
An absolute lifeline there secured, because now look at the money for NAOS. It's just not really there. They have to take the half buy in, hope that they can get something done. But that should very well give Motive 5, which makes this much more competitive for them onto the attacker's side. And now they get moving, try and find their way into B. Wayne is up high, he gets one, but they take it. They're traded quickly. And this is no opportunity at all. Is it going to look like anything for that Hunter's Fury? No, and now they have to try and clutch it out with a little bit of a roughie. Money's not fantastic as they walk on in. The neural theft secures the information.
Spike planted.
And now the positioning. What can Vera do?
Gonna get caught off guard here, potentially. Valden not able to convert that shot, but he's still able to get out and buy more time for both the Cypher and the Omen. Nice open plant for them as they chill inside of C-Long. And Motive are going to waste so much time re-clearing all of these angles.
We managed to get the recon bolt out. Get in the information. Yes, it will, and that's enough through the wall. So Vera has to try and get onto this. It's always a very, very tough one to try and find. It is going to be the fast lane, but he moves down. He's actually got all up in their grill right now, but Zan's positioning, it won't be overlooked. Styron with the awareness, he knows that with nobody else towards Long, with old mate Vera running it down Long. They get the control, they get the round, and Motive make this one doable.
How do they keep winning these rounds from such huge deficits? Like, now they're going to be kicking themselves. That's another round with a man advantage, with such a huge positional advantage that they aren't able to win. What a beautiful dart from Styron. You've seen that as a retake dart in many an era gone by. Haven has been out for a long time. Sova has been on a staple on this map for Yonks. That's a dart that, you know, I've seen all the way back in bloody 2023, 2022, I believe. Right since the start of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Spam coming through from Sushi Boys. Anticipating some kind of C-set play. We'll just play retake on the site here. Ooh, drone going forward. You're trying to find the right angle for the ISO ult. Sushi Boys desperately trying to dodge it, but he can't. He's found either way.
Who can get it? Always going to be the eyes on the jewel, and there he goes. Even with the double tap, Sushi Boys will be able to secure this one. Spike now planted. PTC with a fantastic position. They're not looking to clear it at all. If he can find the right timing. Vera, okay, that's information. That could be huge for them. But they still are a long way from home, Pilski. They've got so little time to try and collect this one. Styron now looking all the way around to see what he can get. He's completely mistimed it, and now they're looking to get him fragging towards spawn. He does get PTC, but they have to pick up the pace now. They have to get running. Moja already all the way down towards Long, and now with the neural theft going out. But again, is there enough time? The timer is ticking down, trickling away. Not a shot secured, but all they have to do now is try and stick this one. If Moja can do anything, if Moja can take Styron, maybe there's enough. Yes, there is. Perfect timing with the gate crash. That is beautiful stuff from Moja. And 7 rounds on the trot for NAOS. What a clutch.
Not a clutch from NAOS. They just continue to scrape through these rounds. Incredibly close stuff. Valden, it's unfortunate not to close out that duel onto the opposing Cypher. And we ended up just in another almost untenable situation that finally...
Motive want to try close this one 3-1. They're going to have to really, really dig deep here. And as the undercut goes out, it looks like they're already pretty keen for a long affair.
Yeah, going to secure control of sewer. Dart dealt with by Wayne. Do have Styron applying pressure towards this C side of the map. Kept in check by PTC for a moment. Cypher spotted out in towards lobby. So maybe a bit of a misread here by NAOS that this is just a solo Cypher lurking around. Sushi Boy's almost getting shocked to death there, but barely clinging to life. Here's the aggression through A long from NAOS, though, looking for information.
Are they going to be ready for this? There's already so much damage onto the motive side now. Low as anything. Sushi Boy's on the cam, gets the info, but unfortunately gets his head taken off. But are they going to be ready for this fallout? Yeah, they've all got away. And now Vera tries to put the pace down, tries to get them flushing towards the site, but there's still 3 here. He might have gone in a little bit too far, biting off more than he can chew. And now they have to pull out 3 on 5.
He's really trying to force that one. Felt like they lost the timing, and he's trying to create one of his own, but punished heavily for it. Now is finding the perfect set of circumstances to complete themselves. A 5-on-3 advantage. Trip Gelt with top side of C is going to be a bit of a indication that it's going to be a C ending, and PTC further extending that advantage from Garage.
My camera is destroyed.
Gonna try and get the plant in, but already looking at the pace, Moja is up so close.
Here.
And I don't really know if they've got the HP to do it. Flaring very low. Styron having to try and find it all with just this cheeky little ghost. He does get one, which does make potentially a world where they can get this done. But again, with the right click, they're already onto the defuse. Xavi already finding one. Flaring trying to do the further damage. And with Xavi swinging around, another 3K for the big man. 8 rounds on the board for NAOS. They win a hell important pistol there.
For sure. Unfortunate set of circumstances there for Motive. I felt like they had a pretty decent read, some pretty decent positions, but, you know, Valorant can sometimes be a game of timing. They just couldn't quite find the correct one.
That goes there.
Start here to this defensive side of Haven for NAOS. They are itching to push us through to a 5th map of this grand final, but with that plant, Motive going to get a force buy going and going to kick things off towards Garage.
Cover going out.
Already moving. How far can they get though, Vera? Spotted on the trip, and now the pace does be put behind them. Vera trying to get in towards that. PTC not ready for it, but thankfully Van is. And we've already got some further information, but Wayne does pick up that other PTC. Valden continuing forward. Sushi Boys somehow gets it done. What is with him and this damn stinger? Now they get position. Now they can look to get the spike planted. And the recon bolt doesn't go far enough. The bolt does not do the damage it's needed to, as Sushi Boys finds another from the garage. Is there a sale maybe? Absolutely there is. I'm buying absolutely everything you're bringing to me, Sushi Boys, because it's a round in tow for Motive. How have they pulled that one off?
He just keeps robbing them blind with the SMG, just running and gunning. What on earth has gotten into Sushi Boys tonight? Double kill, running straight through this smoke thrown out from the defense. They wanted to cut the site in half and create enough of a pathway to complete that flood retake. Punish any of these Motive players pushing towards backside, but Sushi Boys does not give a damn. He just runs straight through it, repositions around Garage, and catches them completely off guard.
Wonder if that's one of the nails in a coffin, Pilski, potentially. The coffin's yet to be built, but it's certainly a slow construction. No money for NAOS to come into this round with.
That's really broken up their momentum. They were feeling great after that pistol win. But you have to respect the force buys, man. They have very strong post-spike plant. You got to be on top of that. To be fair, though, I felt like NAOS had pretty good defense, but they've just completely overlooked Sushi Boys. That's just a little bit of individual brilliance from Motive. And NAOS, unfortunately, falling asleep at the wheel a little bit. With only the pistols, they'll stack this A side, leave the cam behind on C. And Motive going to walk their way straight into a nice open C site. Not a soul in sight. We'll see who's going to get some of these anti-eco kills. You know, your Breach is getting pretty close to a Rolling Thunder. You don't mind getting a couple on the Sova either. Yeah, Sushi Boys could get himself a Neural Theft as well.
Have you had fun tonight, Pilski?
I've had a great time, mate. Honestly, this series has been weird and chaotic, and yeah, I'm here for it.
Absolutely, man. It's got to be, right? Never know. Never let the enemy know your next step, I think, is the way that you can sort of put this one out.
Yeah. What? What is that from Xavi? He's gotten a lot done there with the boat. He's made that quite expensive. Sushi Boys has lost his armor as well, but it's still going to be around here for Motive nonetheless.
I mean, finding 3 ain't bad.
No, definitely not. Xavi's got himself Hunter's Fury heading into the next. You're quite happy with that. You've kept it expensive for Motive, given the fact that that was an A stack with no after plant. You've taken away 3 guns and a set of armor. That's a great result if you're NAOS. You're quite happy with that. Let's see what Motive are going to be bringing into this round. Their money's actually pretty weird. In fact, this has been a bloody weird half. We've had the Force buy win. They've taken so much damage that they feel the need to kind of take a bonus here in round 16 after winning the Force. So not a huge investment here for Motive.
Information gathered though. But yeah, you're right. It is always a bit of a question, but I mean, look, it really sets himself up for success, right? They win this round, and that's basically 9 in the bag. The Sushi Boys does get taken down quickly by Valden. Very, very nice proactivity inside Gary.
Yeah, you want your ISO to be winning duels. Feeling confident, still got the double tap ready to go. In comes the Gary split. Just a retake C approach here. Cam dealt with.
Yeah.
Cutting through.
Very, very proactive up towards A long. I feel like, yeah, maybe Motive have potentially shot themselves in the foot a little bit here with this kind of quasi bonus, but Wayne makes something work. You know, one thing that they have done is turned a couple of disadvantageous rounds their way. And if Larry finds a kill on top of this plan, he will have his Rolling Thunder.
Actual undercut and Hunter's Fury combo. Trying to catch out Motive. Doesn't hit too much.
30
Motive
seconds.
able to at least secure the spike plant, but they've got a man disadvantage and not great weapons.
No. And having Wayne all the way down long, he's the only man really with sort of anything left to go. Now the judge up very, very close. Valden needs to play his cards right. This is certainly going to get spooky, spicy, all of the above. But Flaring gets one, and there's the Rolling Thunder, but he's not going to have the time. Oh, Zan. Very well done from NAOS there to move out as a unit, and they convert a big round there to hold on to 9. But Motive are obviously going to have a hell of a lot of cash in tow into the next, and not really the same could be said for NAOS.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talk about reserving expectations round to round to round. That was just a bonus for Motive, but they take 3 guns away, break a set of armor, and get the spike plant down. They've got the Rolling Thunder coming online into the next round, so they're going to be happy with how that round went. And now, as you mentioned, quite poor. Looking pretty impoverished heading into round 17 here. Definitely a reset window here for Motive to take advantage of. As we are definitely going to get a bit of a biff towards A here.
All right.
Go, go, go.
Pressure's on Motive. Let's see what you've got for us right now. Information already gathered. Now Moja looking to really dive in. I mean, that is a bold and beautiful play, but it does seem to work out for just the start. Now as that neural theft goes out, it's going to catch a hell of a lot of more information additionally. But now they're happy to rotate back on out. They know that C-side is free. But I think they've really got to be careful of Xavi here.
And Motive recognize the trap that comes out from NAOS there. They trade 1 for 1, but they call the audible recognizing that. Like you said, this C-side should be open for business, especially if Vera is punishing you on the rotation like that.
Gotta go.
Got to be careful of Zan, though. His position cannot be overlooked right now, just hiding into the side of that dark cover. I don't know if Vera's going to be ready for it at all. It will fade, and he is not at all. Zan gets it done, but 2 HP. Wayne able to trade. Now the double tap up for Valden. He does have the contingency. Same with the uppercut. PTC, though, not with the weapon to do it. A judge. It has to be Valden, and he does not get it. Taken down quickly. PTC last alive. Does try to pick up the Vandal inside the dark cover, but he is taken down. Motive find the round, and they break the economy of NAOS again.
Yeah, beautiful mid-rounding from Motive. It was a nice trap from NAOS off the side of the Cypher cam. Got a full set play there. You can see the paranoia coming out with the Yoru TP off the back of the Cypher cam that spots out that long pressure coming in. But after things only go 1 for 1 and Motive just pull the audible mid-round back towards C, especially with the mobility of the Neon on those rotations. NAOS are just a little bit of a step behind. And you were kind of alluding to it a little bit. Motive winning that Force buy could definitely be 1 step closer to closing out this series 3-1 in their favor, but particularly after breaking the money there for Motive. Now, as you can see, they're under pressure. They've called a timeout here. They need to get things rolling after this half buy, or it is going to be curtains for them in this series.
It's just so close for comfort now. But the thing about a map like Haven, the thing about a team like NAOS is they typically do thrive underneath the chaos. And I did say it. I thought to myself they were either going to absolutely clear house on this 13-3, 13-4 business, or it was going to be really close and Motive were potentially going to edge them out. And that's what I'm sort of still leaning towards at this point in time, given what we're witnessing. But don't count your chickens before they hatch, I guess you would say. Motive have to make this work. They have to close it nice and clean.
Yeah, just half buy coming out for NAOS. Not much invested in this round. Looking towards round number 19, if anything, when they will have the ISO online. Paranoia invested towards a lobby. Now trying to make Motive nervous about taking lobby control, but they're not dissuaded by that at all. Motive playing with full confidence here. Will continue along this A control nonetheless. Dodging the drone nicely. It's only going to spot out Styron.
Nothing at all, just complete stillness. Dark cover to push Vera back, but it actually eggs him on a little bit. This side of A is completely clear if they do start to spot it out off the back of that owl drone, but it's not going to go far enough.
Yeah, drone clears out sewer. They see nothing in grass either. Cam is up there for Sushi Boys. So they could pivot back to mid if they want, and that's what NAOS is kind of hoping. The big stack inside a garage, but Motive feeling like they have enough space. Feeling comfortable enough to just take this A site here. May invest the Rolling Thunder to do it, though.
I'm out of here.
Oh, that dart scans nothing. So they saved the breach ult. That's very heads up from Motive.
Yeah, it really is. But now we've got that rotation around in towards Heaven. I mean, they do have to break this trip. That is
30
at least going
seconds
to be
left.
some sort of respite for Motive on this defense. They do exactly that.
Revealing area.
And now it's a slow waltz back in. All Motive need to focus on here is just keeping as many members alive as possible. The pitter-patter of the footsteps, here it is. They look like they even do want to pop that Rolling Thunder just in case they are pressured to do so. There it is, and Wayne should be able to absolutely pick them up here. There's one onto Zan, a second onto Zavi. Now the two members are towards long. It should be easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. Done. 5 alive, Motive, perfection into the crux moment of this map.
Yeah, the calling is looking phenomenal on this attack inside of Haven for Motive right now. You're definitely backing them to close this series out 3-1. But this is where NAOS return towards the timeout. But they before this last round, knowing that they would go into a half fight, but knowing that they would have big ults coming online. And you see them here, Dimensional Drift and the ISO ult.
Track them down.
So they have the tools to start to, you know, crack their way back into this half. It's not going to be easy.
Revealing
You can see the money has built up significantly for Motive here.
Nowhere to run.
No holds barred. And they're straight in. Already getting that information. Vera really needs to play his cards right to try and connect onto this one. And he does. They're falling like flies, Pilski. They're completely dropping. You blink and you'll miss it. Vera has taken all the control. They've backed themselves in there. And now they are ready to go. Valden has to just slowly creep away from the site, letting the pain unfold in front of him. 10 on the board now for Motive. 3 away from securing this grand final now.
Yeah, it's just masterful calling round after round for Motive. Not only do they sense weakness on this A side of the map, they haven't been caught by any of these traps. They haven't been caught by any of these sacks that NAOS have tried to run on this A side of the map. With the ISO Yoru comp, there's only so many things you can do in terms of disrupting that attacking side. You really need to more of on an individual basis, find picks, you know, your Yoru on off angles and gate crashing out, your ISO finding duels in the mid round is what you're looking towards. But holding that A site is not easy, and Motive are very much exploiting that. But you double that with the fact that they throw an up-tempo round into round 19 when they know they're going up against the ISO ult and the Dimensional Drift. They don't even want to let the ISO or the Yoru get their ults off at all. They just want to end the round before it even gets started.
It's not really often that we've seen that super quick pace in this one. And they make it work. You know, they were baited in a couple of times to submission by Vera going a little bit too far forward, but this time it all works out, Philly. And as I said, we are getting very close to the end. Just waiting now, ever so patiently off the back of that. We do see the gate crash available.
On target.
Blindside ready to be thrown out, but Valden picking up one there. Styron does get the trade out a little bit later. But that's massive impact here. And now as they try to enter their way in towards the side of C here, they will get caught. There's some good damage already dealt. The Stinger makes it work, but Flaring does get a very well needed trade there. And then they should be able to set up on towards the site, but they've already picked up a weapon. The Vandal in the hands of Zan here.
Yeah, got some grass control now. A couple of rifles to work with. Dimensional Drift could really help to streamline this retake. Got the dart coming up, and a couple of flashes to work with too.
Just going to be so careful that they don't get pressured by this Dimensional Drift, right? He could go anywhere. He could do anything. He does start to throw the blind side out. There he is. Does open up his hand, and he gets two. But it's all going to be on to Styron. Has nothing except hopes, dreams, and the shock darts. I don't think he's really going to be able to line this one up, as we do see them getting towards the position, but they've already defused the spike, Pilski, in a moment in time where they bring through nothing. Just a couple of sheriffs. Some confidence. Now it's tie up the scoreline 10-10.
You've seen the win so many half buys and so many thrifties in this series, though. NAOS are always good for it. Op is going to come out as well. Sushi Boys caught napping, tapping the cam. And you'd see the Dimensional Drift really helping them figure out how to put together a pretty complex 3-on-3. You've seen a lot of kind of out of position retakes so far on this map of Haven. Very mid-round heavy approach from both of these teams. Quick pacing straight up into A here. Motive secure control of sewers early on. Quick moves into grass by Sushi Boys as well, as the drone looks to re-clear.
Already gathered. Now having a little bit of a look-see down in towards the sewers. Oh man. Just Moja finding that position, finding the control again. The information will allow them for the rotate if they want to.
Yeah, deep C-long info line. Dark cover towards that A side. They're trying to buy time while they mid-round walk straight into grass. They're trying to catch Sushi Boys here.
Oh, timing is going to be such an important issue for him, but he's just kept them focused. He's kept them interested for long enough, because now they can make their way up towards the site before the rotate does secure. The dark cover goes down. Nothing has been found, and now they can get in towards this position. We do see Moja pushing down forward, but PTC's already out here. Zavi's already spraying away. They need to get this spike planted now, but look at Sushi Boys lurk, Pilski. It could be everything. Valden does spot one, but Zan has found Sushi Boys. If he gets another here, it's going to be so damn awkward. Already information gathered, 3-on-5, and now as that utility does start to fang its way out, Wayne drops one, and they're Styron to get a second. In fact, for the 3-on-3, Flaring opens up as well. It has to be PTC to try and clutch this one, and he will be denied. It's not happening. NAOS is not the time. It's Motive who are up to the sky.
Oh, the 5-on-3 for NAOS just denied in an instant. All of that counter utility as the retake tries to come in. You saw Zan punish the lurk from Sushi Boys. They won inside of the ISO ult. All they needed to do was just wait a little bit longer, but they try to force that retake too quickly, and they're punished as a result. Frustration in the player camps here for NAOS. You can see the coach trying to get the boys to lock back in. They really know that they completely threw away an attempt at a 5-on-3 retake there that is going to be shattering to try to, dig themselves back out of that hole mentally and try to push this through to a 5th map. So we'll see if the coach can steady the ship here. Over on the side of Motive, though, going into this timeout, you are absolutely grinning. You're feeling like nothing could go wrong for you if you're putting together 3-on-5s like that. And when the other team is investing ISO ult and unable to pick up the round, you're feeling like this is your grand final on a silver platter.
It's my only concern, though, Pilski, isn't it? Motive, they basically set themselves up for a pretty successful run, and then they lose to the Classics and the Sheriffs, right? And this is another potential opportunity. NAOS, they know how to convert one of these hero buys, and it's Zan, who has been playing fantastically throughout this whole series. It's really been sort of him and Xavi who have been playing so well. So what's going to happen? It's an A-long offense. There's 4 here, Pilski.
Yeah, same opener to the round for Motive, but this time they work back through grass, and they're looking to go towards B. Now looking to get active in the mid-round, though. They're looking for the Neon, but he's long gone at this point. Vera is all the way back through window with the rest of Motive looking to just make their way straight into this B site.
Straight into it. Getting in towards position now. Dropping it down, clearing out Link as well. They do manage to force PTC away, and Sushi Boys has a serious level of awareness here. If Zan doesn't clear this, and I don't think he will, he's giving the info up. There's the first shot and the second. Sushi Boys now inside the cyber cage. Wasn't even aware, but Moja picks up the Vandal, able to get the shot back. But how much more can he do here? Still going to look super awkward. The paranoia goes down. Moja gets another. This is not looking good so far for Motive. The fact that they've got two. The fact that there is still a Motive here. Vera does miss the shot, but it's okay. Moja still alive. Still kicking. Able to potentially do this if he just holds the info, but no. There it is. Map, series, and grand final of stage 2 points.
What can NAOS put together here? Could see them cooking things up in their timeout. Trying to reset the mental. They've got a Hunter's Fury and a Dimensional Drift to work with. They were kicking back into that round as hard as they could. Hero Rifle picked up by Mojo, and he got a lot of work done with it, but it still wasn't enough. Slowly but surely, Motive is closing this series out on their attacking side of Haven. And they got a Hunter's Fury of their own to work with. Once again, pace from Vera inside the lobby. Feeling things out. Motive anticipating some aggression over on this C side of the map. It has been a position that NAOS has tried to claim the info line with the Yoru a couple of times now.
My ult's ready.
There's the Rolling Thunder picked up by Flaring. It will just be a C execute from here.
Yeah.
Cage trigger, cage trigger.
Final opportunity to get back into this now to try and drag it to overtime. That's the only way that they'll find any success, and it's Valden who does exactly that. He's already found two, and to make it a third as well. Valden does not want to go down without a fight here. Sushi Boys would have to find the 1v5 to try and connect the round, to try and pull it all together. And it's going to be Xavi to take him down. The denial of service attack comes in. NAOS will not go down without a full fight. All rounds of regulation will be needed again.
Yeah, Valden in the perfect position there. He really is the one that wins that round for now. So you can see Motive taking their time on C-Long. They're waiting for aggression from a Yoru on an info line who's going to gate crash away. When they don't see it, they read it as a Cypher retake setup. They spot out the Cypher and try to isolate him. But what they overlook is Valden sitting in the garage entrance, playing a little off angle and just disrupting things on the ISO, doing his job. Lobby control once again here for Motive, harassed by the Shock Dart. That's done a little bit of chip damage to Flaring. Drone from Xavi spots out multiple players. NAOS with a good read on what's happening here. Retake trips invested in that A site. For NAOS, it will just once again be Xavi quite happy to sit in heaven with the trips and play with his dart. And in the mid-round, once again, NAOS will try to look for Sushi Boys down grass here.
Cage trigger.
Does get spotted.
Cage
A bit of a trade of damage out there, but Valden
must wait a moment.
only takes a little bit of a chip. They are now going to be picking up the pace towards that side of A again. Xavi just waiting ever so patiently. Will have to fall away from the aftershock there. Guys are looking to get this spike planted. There's going to be a massive rotation coming in, but Sushi Boys, how late is he going to be? He needs to be able to pick up the pacing at the right time. Styron caught, Moja also. There's the opening pick, and now Vera has to try and find something more, but how many people are here? He gets the shot, he gets the opener, but now he's into the corner. Sushi Boys, Vera, they're looking to do it here, Pilski. They want to do it right here, right now. PTC has to be the hero, has to be the savior, and he will be denied. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Motive Esports are your split 2 victors, and they take home 15,000 cold ones along